Event. My name's Joe.
I'm Matt.
I'm Steve.
I'm Josh.
That's Josh.
Hey, you got an update warning.
Yeah,
You should probably snooze that.
And tonight,
Snooze it!
we are playing Empires
Of
of...
the North.
Imperial Settlers, Empires of the North.
Oh, I forgot the first
From Portal Games.
Yeah.
Fail.
Yeah.
Both
board
of
games.
you.
one. Good job, Joe. That's so
Games.
much better than Josh.
Thanks.
Uh-huh.
Try.
If you want to, you can watch it on Watch It Played.
Learn how to play on Watch It Played.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're going to watch us, though.
Yeah.
Play
Yeah.
it.
Just,
You don't need to read the rule book. You can just watch it played on Watch It Played.
Sure.
Pushing another YouTube
Yeah.
channel. Whatever.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you use the channel, I don't see there's
Yep.
no reason not to push somebody else.
I watched his video and I watched like a third
Yeah.
person's video and then I read the instructions front to back last night.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the instructions for this are really reasonable.
It's only
Don't
like-
you think it's a great
Yeah.
given it's Portal Games, it is one of their best books.
Yeah, it's a good book minus the book quality. I wish
Sure.
I wish it was like
It looks like it came out of my printer.
yes, I wish
does.
it was like a gloss finish. I don't mind the matte because it's supposed to be like an icy theme, I guess, because you're Empires of the North. So I
feel
kind
like
of
it won't hold up as well.
understand. There's a PDF online, so I'm not too worried about it.
Right. And
plus, we're only going to play it once.
Hey, you
I've
shit your
already
face.
I'll play mine.
It'll be
for sure.
super fun.
I will play mine more than
Pristine
that for
condition.
sure.
Pretty much. It'll get played probably at
But
our
yeah,
event,
so...
which is November
Oh, yeah.
2nd and
When is that
3rd.
event?
November 2nd and 3rd.
November
at
2nd and
Olasocon
3rd.
Right. And what's the website that they should be able to go to if not already?
Downthevent.com.
Or register.downthevent.com if you want to go directly to purchase your badge.
Or
Right.
Facebook, downthevent.com. Or Instagram.
Facebook.downthevent.com?
Yeah.
Yes.
Search for downthevent.com. Wait,
I said
.com.
slash.
Search for
I said
downthevent.com.
Oh, you
slash.
said .com.
Whatever.
Or youtube.com/downthevent. Or twitch.tv/downthevent. Find us
Or
anywhere.
Instagram /downthevent.
Everywhere.
Or at downthevent.
Everywhere.
Yes.
Should we-
I'm pretty sure we're the only down the vent. Yeah. Unless you're looking up for HVAC stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what you
Yeah.
usually
Yeah.
get.
Yeah.
Anyways. What are we doing here?
Oh, wow, there are girls and guys. Dang you, Matt. Why did you have to point that out?
So
Put the resources back where everybody can reach
they're
them.
not technically. I don't think they're technically girls and guys, but that's fine.
Not true.
I
They're
think
just
some
wearing
of them
hats.
are hats and
One
some of them are
doesn't.
not. So
Yes.
I think some of them have hats
I
and some
thought
of them don't.
you guys decide that are
They're all
watching.
bald.
I thought some had Princess Leia hair and some were just bald.
Some
So
were
they're
Yoda
the-
and some were Princess
Yoda,
Leia.
So they're Luke's and Yoda's.
Yeah. Sure.
Star Wars
Sure.
edition.
Sure. Yeah. Exactly. Ignacy, if you're watching, TM whatever
Wars
us. Yeah. Yeah. You know. all right.
TM us?
Yeah, yeah,
DM us?
Yeah. No. Like trademark. Blah, blah, blah.
Oh, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
Cut us. Never mind.
TM
Anyway.
us.
So we have to choose a...
Right.
Yeah,
yeah,
so
you
we
know,
have to choose a
Yep. So,
clan.
Yeah, clan. So Josh, you're
clan.
going first. Then that way we're in order, and then I'll go last.
I get rid of these, man. I know specifically what I want.
Who
That's-
do it? Take it.
No, someone else will take it.
Yeah.
If you want somebody, take it.
The white one?
The penguin one.
We'll take the big ones then.
Then take the penguins.
Joe's
Yeah,
disappointed he wanted them.
I didn't.
I'm gonna go Olaf.
It's,
Taking the happy beer guy.
Yeah. So the top 3 cards you should be able to just take, flip over, and then you're gonna gain those materials.
right. So yeah.
I'll play over here so that way people can kind of see what's going
Gosh,
on.
which one should I play?
Mine are in that screen,
I'm gonna
Joe.
play this one.
Basic.
And then
Yeah.
2 sheep. The fish. Can you hand me 2 wood?
Those are yours. Show them your ships, Joe.
Oh, they look like that on both sides,
no,
eh?
I haven't.
Yeah. I think you're those ones.
My
No,
ships are
these-
sinking.
No, I'm not the
You're
music.
those ones.
Hopefully that's not a bad sign.
And then those can go with the other ones.
That one's extra. So
Or
I'll
they're
just
broken in
put
half.
this with my extra ship till I get the
Right,
card
so
that
you
I can
get the
bring it
card that
out.
gives
Do I shuffle these?
What's that? Yeah, the rest of them that are
Yes.
aren't part of the thing, go ahead and shuffle them. You know, like the ones that aren't part of your basic stuff. I will also
Can
say
you
this.
get me my basic stuff?
Yeah.
For,
What you got? Fish.
fish, 2 wood, and food.
Apple.
Yes. You can sort these in any order you want. You can move them around throughout the game also. So
I will say this though. I would
Okay.
strongly suggest putting them in some. At least your harvesting ones
Yes.
like this, because when you do expansions, the expansions are a card that slides in from the side and just makes it a little bit wider card.
Okay.
Okay. Everything else, I think it matters less, but this will at least keep it a little bit clean on your interface. So let's see. We got that.
My GUI nice and clean.
You have
My HUD.
You, Josh. That's
Doing really good shuffles.
Well, I want the Yeti on top. So.
and Medi. The Yeti is first player.
Yeah. They're riding the fish.
Are they?
I think
Yeah.
these two are the ones that
Do the names matter? Or can I cover the names?
No, it shouldn't matter.
Take that salmon pond. Take that ice quarry.
I think those are the two that we're not using, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow, salmon pond, lame. I have a
alright.
bay.
You got a bay.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a bay.
Yeah.
A forest.
Yeah, and a grassland. Like
I got a Yeti forest, which
we-
is way better than a forest.
we own huge tracts
No,
of
no.
land
Look,
here.
I have the name brand of all these with the nice descriptions. You have like the generic off-brand
No.
forest, Yeti forest.
Yeah, but Joe got 2 sheep.
I got 2 fish
And an ice.
and an ice.
Is that what
I
that
think
is?
that's
I think
a
it's
stone.
stone.
Oh, okay.
And
And
an
an
ice.
ice.
Yeah. Ice.
That's amazing.
If we did, if ice was one of the commodities and we didn't all get 2, something is wrong. We are not empires of the
North.
north. That's not right.
What do you got over there, Josh?
My
You have
ships
an apple
are
orchard.
polar
Apple
bear
orchard,
powered.
spruce forest, and quiet gulf.
My ships are polar bear powered. It seems very important.
Yeah.
They're glowing on the back of the sails. That's
Well, that
definitely...
makes sense. I don't
Look
think
at, look
that's
at
how
my
it works.
ships.
So, to begin the game, you draw 5 cards, and you get to keep 3 of them.
Okay.
That is your
Which cards should I keep?
starting hand.
It's really going to be up to
well,
you.
Good ones?
You can kind of read them and figure it out on your own.
Right. So remember that in the top left, there's a couple things that we want to be aware of.
Yes.
In the top left of your things, if it's in red, if you've got the red banner, it means you have to take the action, the associated action, in order to do that action, to do the thing. You'll play that card after you've chosen the action. You'll play that card, and then from there, you will then take the action that you chose out of the piece.
See cards
Um,
and the explanation. Of
And
what they
then,
are.
as far as then there's spend to do something. So like anything that says spend, you don't have to actually go out here. Like let's say it says spend to build. You don't have to go to construct. If you just spend the resources, you build without going to construct.
Okay.
Construct is build one for free,
Okay.
right? So that's the difference. Man, I don't have the resources. Okay, well put your guy out here and build it. Oh, I've got the resources. Probably spend the resources rather than use your limited number of actions, right?
Okay.
And then some will say explore to build or something like that, or do certain other things. Like it could be a combination of things. But it's again, usually if it's got a keyword on it, that's going to be one of these keywords on here. And of course, this is random every time you play, so this could have been in an entirely different order of how those came up, which adds a lot to the abilities and stuff.
What is sailing?
Huh?
What is sailing?
Sailing is this action where you're going out to explore one of these. Well, not so much explore. You're going out to either pillage or conquer, depending on whether or not you have axes or not, right? So you get in this line. Whoever's at the top of the queue, once we get to that separate section of the whole game, they will get to sail, and they'll be the first one. They can either pick near stuff or far stuff. If you want to do far stuff, you must have at least 1 fish. If you want to conquer rather than just pillage, you must have one of these. So if I want to conquer one of these far islands, I have to have one of those and 1 fish. And you can have more than 1 ship out here. There's obviously a couple already out here,
And you could
potential,
gain.
and there are extra ones that are potentially available and whatever to be used depending on situational stuff.
Question.
Yeah.
What does release mean?
Release is when, remember we said you sometimes have to put somebody onto it?
You have
Put
to
somebody
Sign
on
them,
it?
not
Right.
spend them,
You
right?
gotta sign.
Okay.
Release is getting them back off
Okay.
there. That's the only way they come back off.
So when you have to spend workers, you put them in your spent worker section, and they come off at the end of the.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
So your people never
Right.
really get.
Spend is different than assign.
Yep.
Spend
Okay.
is they go to spent workers and they'll come back at the thing. Assign is they stay on the card or whatever it is stays on the card and goes.
So once
Or-
you have your 3, the first round will start. What we'll do is we'll all draw 4, and then out of those 4 cards, you can buy using your people per card to buy them.
Okay. Gotcha.
Got it?
Yep.
the lookout phase after this.
And do these get
Those-
discarded or just on
Yep.
the bottom?
So
Those are
discard.
discarded,
Yep. and
Face
if-
up.
face up next to your
yeah,
thing.
like any-
Just like any other
Yep.
deckish builder, whatever you want to call them.
How do you gain more resources?
You harvest,
can
bro.
Harvesting lets you gain more resources, but so will some other cards. When if you these bonuses actions or if you pillage, get you resources as well.
Well, like Harvest, he also
Harvest,
says gain resources from one, so you would have to choose one of them, not
yeah,
all
one
of them.
plot of land is all you get to go to.
But there are cards that upgrade plots, like it's
Yes.
it's an add-on, so it kind of slots under. That's what Steve was talking. So then
Okay.
it would be like instead of 2 wood, it's now 3 wood when you
Right.
harvest.
You can only attach a field or attach an expansion to the same type of resource. So you can't put a wood onto
A
fish,
salmon.
as I learned in the
Yes.
middle of a game recently.
Okay.
Makes
I had
sense
to
to
take
me,
it back.
Steve.
Yeah, well, it wasn't clear until like
I
one
guess
of those were the
I'm
last
first player, so
yeah, let me finish my thing here.
I'm gonna,
Sorry,
I'm gonna draw my 4 cards, and then we can all decide.
Do we all draw 4? Right now?
No, yeah, we all draw the 4 at the same time. So once you've gotten that, we're all draw. So now we're on to the beginning actual phases of the game. So you've chosen your 3, right? Okay, set your 3 to the side
Yeah, that's a good idea. So
and draw 4.
Ooh.
Okay,
And then when you buy these,
Now-
it costs a person
right.
to
So
put them in
out
your
of
hand.
your available workers, every card you want to keep, you must spend a worker and put it in your spend pile.
Mhm.
Every one that you don't choose goes into your discard.
Okay.
All right.
And if we run out of cards, we just reshuffle.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Man, this is difficult.
Okay, I want that.
What is that symbol?
Discard 1. I don't know what's that symbol, that green yellow thing.
That's
It's a card.
Yeah, that's a card. That's generally they're it's most cards. It's not an island, right? It would be one in your hand.
When you assign a worker to a card, they don't come back.
No,
At the end of the
assign
round.
does not, right?
Okay.
Spent, yes. Assign, no.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna do 2. Bye, workers. Bye, Felicia.
It's really odd because I didn't think I played this race yet. This clan, but they do a couple things very similar to one of the others. I think, or else like more similar than I anticipated.
I'm going to try 2. So these 2 are spent. And they're sleeping with the dragon.
I need to see what these are.
Now, just as a reminder for everybody, you, when you, at the end of the game, cards in play are worth a point apiece. So that is an important thing. So even if it doesn't seem like it's worth it otherwise, as long as it's not actually hurting you in some way, building is always a viable option to get more points.
And to do actions on cards, do you just put a worker there? Is that how that works?
No,
actions.
no.
You just
It's just a
You flew
tap or whatever.
Yeah, you
right.
flip the pig.
you
However,
rotate.
they could require a person on the card
Yeah.
if it says assign.
Okay.
Yep.
Right? If it says assign a resource, it means go. If it's spend, they would go here, or they would be turned into here if they were one of those resources.
Yes, yes. yes.
Your first.
Do you want to read off these,
Oh,
Joe, since they're
yeah.
upside down for us, and let us know what each one is? So the pillage and then the
Okay,
conquer.
so we'll start over here, the close ones. Pillage to claim, you get a fish, sheep, and a star, which I'm guessing is a victory point.
Yep, victory
Yep.
points.
Spend an axe to conquer the Drunken Octopus Island. It gives you the action to spend 1 person to gain 1 apple. And then there's a building bonus of a sheep and a rock.
Oh, one other thing too. If you ever go to near or far, right, either one, like wherever you're going, you can choose either the down one or the face down one off the top blindly.
Okay.
And when you put your ship out, you have to decide to put the axe on it and the fish on it, and whether you use it or not, they go away.
Right.
What's the fish for?
To
Fish
go
is to
long
go
distance.
to long distance islands. Yep.
Says at the top, distant islands, 1 fish.
Right. The next
kinda
place we
related.
have is the
That
Fragmented
makes
Glacier. You can pillage it to claim 2 sheep and a victory point. Or you can conquer it to get the action of spend 1 human to gain 1 rock. And then the building bonus is a fish and a rock. Over here in the distant islands is the first one of Little Fort. You can pillage it to claim 3 wood and a victory point. It gives you the action of spend 1 rock to construct. And it has a building bonus of a apple and a wood. And the last one is New Island. You can pillage it to claim 3 fish and a victory point. You can conquer it to get the action of spend 1 sheep to populate, which is add 1 person to your supply. And it has a building bonus of a fish, and a rock.
Right. So just to make sure people realize, the easiest way to get more workers to be able to do more worker actions is to populate. Like that just gives you one straight up off the top. So keeping those things in mind is can be a big deal. So what you gonna do?
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
3.
So yes. So I have a thing that says sail to play, which I know I would have to do sail.
Right.
It says during the sail you may immediately resolve a pillage or a conquer. Does that mean I would still have to have an axe to do the conquer part?
Yes.
Okay.
But
And a
but
ship
but
out
you
there.
would actually resolve that immediately
Correct.
before anything else happens.
So you don't do the sail phase, like nobody sails till after
Right.
everybody
All
has
the
taken all
actions
their
are done, right?
actions.
Yeah, it's a whole separate phase of the
Yep,
game.
that's a whole
Right.
different
But you would
phase.
actually do that immediately, which
Yep,
could be
yep.
a big deal. And whether you're first or not, right? So keep that in mind. It doesn't initiate the sail phase. It just lets you do your sail action
Yep,
out
yep.
of that. So it doesn't matter where you are.
Yep.
You could go last in that. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, Paul.
Paul
So,
said, "Gotta
I'm-
get them
Hey, Paul.
apples."
So I'm going to do construct, which is build one for free. But before I do that, I'm going to do a construct to build. So I have to do this one first.
Right. Right.
Correct.
So you do So you do that first.
So I'm constructing a guardhouse first.
Right.
And then
Ooh,
my construction, my building is going to be to spend 2 wood.
No.
Oh,
You
yeah, it's
don't
free.
spend-
Yep.
Right. What you only spend if you're not using the construct action.
Yep,
I'm
yep.
not trying to be rude.
Nope,
I'm making
you're
sure
good.
everybody
Yep,
understands.
I remember.
Yep.
Barely, but I do remember.
Literally 2/3 of the way into each game, I would look down and be like, I don't need to have the I could actually construct
Yep.
to build,
So-
or I don't
Yep.
have to construct to do.
So
it.
this is hunting trophies. So for an action, I may spend 1 person to gain an axe or a fish and 1 victory point. So that's my action. Now you go, Joe.
Okay.
How do you know if a card's a location?
So locations are what? What do you mean a location?
It says if it's a location.
If it's a location is going to be anything that's out, like that's actually one that comes out on the board or would be part of your space.
Okay. It says to reveal one of these and if it's a location.
Right. So okay. So for the example,
Like this one wouldn't be a location then.
Like a quick raid wouldn't be.
right. Anything that's an instant, but anything where you could take an action, it would be. So
So it
right,
looks like these blue ones.
So
right. The blue ones technically are not for sure.
I spent a wood to
Yep.
build this.
Yep.
And that's my turn.
Yep.
Okay. And that is
Yep.
the friendly giant.
Okay. Nice. What's its thing?
Assign a person and spend a fish to gain 2 victory points and an axe.
Oh, that's not bad.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Look at
Yeah.
you.
The axes can be very interesting, but I'm going to be very interested to see how this part plays out because in the other games there there was some activity but not a ton.
Yeah.
And so
And these don't get refilled at the end of the round. So if somebody comes and does, like both the close ones, and you didn't put a fish on you, all you get to do is do the ones off the top.
right.
So you have no idea what it's going to be.
But they do go away at the end of the round. So if something doesn't get taken, they get cleared and
Okay.
new ones come out. So what's yours do?
Feature. Each time you use a Yeti,
Uh-huh.
you may spend 1 person to change or to and.
Right. Okay.
Oh,
so
okay.
what you'll find is that in your deck specifically,
Yeti.
there will be Yeti cards. That's where the
To
difference.
have the Yeti on the side.
Yep. Exactly. That's
That's
the.
what I
Yep. That's exactly what it is. All right. So my turn then.
Whoop whoop.
Okay.
Paul's asking if you guys. Well, no, I'll let you take your turn.
What's that?
I'll let you take your turn.
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna sail.
Sail the
And
seven
this is a sail to
seas.
build, so I get a new shoal, which gives me 3 fish instead of 2 onto there.
Oh, that was an improvement. Did it say that somewhere?
Yeah,
Or?
it says it right. It says you can tell just by how it looks.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah, I haven't had any cards like that yet.
Right.
But, okay.
I don't
that's
know
cool.
that everybody has them for
They might
everything,
not,
and like that. So there, and I'm gonna go out, and I'm gonna go ahead and put that on. I don't know that I'm necessarily
Better
gonna
safe
get
than
to it. I wish I would.
Does
have
it get
the
wasted if
content.
you don't?
It does either way.
Okay.
Yep.
So,
That's fine.
but I'm gonna put one out there just to give myself more options on the outside chance I want them. Josh, your turn when you're ready.
Paul asked if you guys missed anything when you played.
I'm going to do this action here to spend a worker to gain a axe
Other
and
than
a
the
victory
couple
point.
things that we
So I'm not
got
sure which
late on, you're gonna be
red. I'm
yeah.
assuming.
Yep. It's that one. Yep. You can tell by the back of your deck, kind of, as to which color you technically have.
Yeah.
It's tricky though, because like some of the stuff doesn't look like it's
Okay.
matched completely. But whatever.
I'm going to. You're done, right, Josh?
Yeah.
I think the only thing that we really missed was like some times where we forgot that we were able to do some things.
And then can I get 2 victory points, please?
Wow, that's a good card.
Yeah.
So I assigned a person and spent a fish to gain 2 victory points and an X. But assigning's bad because those guys
Now
don't
he's
come
one
back.
less person, unless he has a release.
It can be not that big of a deal.
Right.
It's really funny. You would think yes that it's awful, but in some cases it's not that bad at all.
When it says spend 2 and it's got the slashes, like it has 3 items
It's
with
an or.
slashes.
It's
not
any,
and.
Can you
any
spend like
combination.
one of one and one of
Yep.
another?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Can one of you explain the sailing to me one more time?
Okay, so at the end, so after we're all done with everything, we'll do sailing. Starting from whoever's in the topmost position and working your way down, you'll get to sail. If you don't have a fish, you only get to choose from this side. If you don't have an axe, you only get to pillage. So let's say I'm in this position, I go here, I would get these things in exchange for whatever I did.
You don't get the
In the-
card.
in the
card-
you
It
don't
gets
get the
discard.
Yeah, it gets
This or
discarded. Yeah.
this. If you conquer, you get the card permanently, and you get this a bonus, whatever's listed at the bottom.
But you don't get the pillage stuff.
You don't get the pillage, you get just the bonus. But then you have a new action that you can take every turn, and it counts as one of the things in your thing that's worth 1 victory point at the end.
Okay.
And so you put that there, Josh. You can flip it to construct again.
So when you do flip, it has to go to an adjacent
Oh, okay.
spot,
Okay.
Right.
and you have to spend a food to be able to do it also.
Yeah, you have to spend 1 apple.
and it
to
can't
do
be
it,
replaced by gold.
Okay.
Right, that's
right.
the
That's
one
what
of
you
the
said.
thing,
Yep,
yeah.
I remember that.
wonder,
I'm
do
going to
we-
build the ice armory. As an action, I can spend 1 stone to gain an axe or 1 victory point.
I think that's some crap right there. Okay, whatever though. If you want to cheat, that's on you, bro.
I think Joe's was way better, to be honest.
All right, so
Let me
I am
ask you a
going
question.
to.
Oh,
I'm going to go to explore, and I'm going to play this to explore new ice field. So I got another.
I
Wow.
don't get any of those.
I think some of the groups have more of them and some have less.
Yeah.
Because they just get better powers out of other things. So I'm going to do that, and then explore. I get to draw a card,
Mhm.
All right.
and that's me.
And you don't have to pay for it.
Play for what?
The card, like you would normally.
You don't normally get no. Yeah, that part is only that phase of the game.
Okay. Yeah.
Right.
Just making.
Yep.
Just
No,
asking
you
for
got it.
myself.
No. You got it. You're right.
So I'm going to do a sail action,
Yes.
but before I sail, I'm going to sail to play. So
Okay.
I'm going to do a quick raid. So I'm going to do an instant raid. So I jump to the top right.
You just go. You just
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You just
so,
raid now.
So I just raid now.
But you're. Oh, does it stay out there?
During
It
the
says
sale.
immediately
yeah,
resolve.
so this
Okay.
gets discarded. It's an instant.
Yeah.
These
Yeah.
are called booster cards, I think
Yeah,
is what they're
something
called.
along that lines.
So I could I can go pillage and conquer.
Right.
I think I'm gonna
If you want to go to these far ones, you do also have to spend a fish.
correct. I don't
Right.
think I'm want to. I think I want to just do one to gain stone potentially. I think I'm gonna do one to gain stone. That makes sense for me, right? Boom. So I think I'm gonna do that one.
Okay. So that axe gets spent.
Yep.
Yep, that goes out.
Oh, that goes out.
Yep.
This gets done.
Yep, and that's.
But
And then
that was my
right.
sail to play. Now I actually get to sail also.
Well, wait, no. What does it say? During this sale. So that sale was what was an instant.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
That sale was an instant. That'd be
Gotcha.
super powerful. You're right. Ignacy,
That's what I was
Talk to
thinking.
him and tell him why that's bad.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh, and I gain those building bonus, so I
Yep.
gain a fish and a stone right off the bat.
Right. So he gets those, but then he never gets those again.
Okay.
Here you go, Joe.
All right.
Mio Mayo.
Mm-hmm.
Pile.
I have no idea what I should do.
If you're not sure otherwise, getting more population is never a bad thing with your things. Harvesting, I can tell you this right now, Joe, you should be looking for a way to get apples, figuring out a way to give yourself apples or something that equates to that, and going that route, because otherwise you're not going to be able to do the stuff that gives you the like to move around here. However, some of those guys have things where they let you like if it says you can move your thing, you don't take the action. Usually, sometimes you do, but you don't usually take the action. But it lets you rearrange, right? Like
Right.
So instead of him going here, he might be here and then be able to go to those 2 spots.
Right.
So
I'm assuming
that,
you played that race.
that was when Paul played, I believe.
Gotcha.
Paul, didn't you play the drunk guys?
The drunk.
Yeah, yeah.
What race did you end up playing?
The first time you know what? I think I might have played the harp ones. I can't remember for sure what I played the first time, but I know the second time I played the bankers.
Oh,
I
Land
really
Masters.
liked the bank. Actually, I played 3 times because the second time I played once and then I played again. Nope, this way because you're just doing one.
Right.
Yep,
and I'll
first
build
one.
this
Yep.
sacred obelisk.
Right. So
So-
what's it do?
I can spend 2 fish, apple, or rock in any combination to gain 2 victory points and release a worker.
It's real nice.
Yes.
That's a good. It's good. What's that?
Explore.
Okay.
Just draw one, right?
Yep. You just draw one unless you have a card that you're activating because of the explorer,
Never.
like off your in your hand.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah,
it
yeah,
says
okay.
explore to build or whatever.
Yep. Good then. Okay.
I don't think this is shuffled well.
Fail.
Um.
The drunk guys, yes. I told you apples.
Yeah, I saw him say that.
Ah, that's what you meant.
Don't be
Okay.
cheating.
No, he was just saying yeah.
Yeah. Hacks over there. Getting outside
Alright,
outside coaching.
That's right.
You're getting digital doping over there.
I don't know what that means.
An advantage and well, it's not a digital game.
I was told today that I am a code kitty.
Form kitty.
No, code kitty.
I don't know what that is.
Someone who's not a developer but uses code, like writes scripts or script kitty.
It's the
Maybe
same
that's what
thing.
it
Yeah,
was.
script kitty. Yeah.
Yeah.
That super old term.
Somebody recently got their esports
Oh.
championship removed because they digitally doped.
How do you digitally dope?
They got a upgraded bike in this biking game that wasn't supposed to be able to have. Like he got extra stats on his bike that weren't like hacking his bike, but it's called digital doping now
Okay. Yeah,
That's dumb.
I can see that.
because it's like enhancing your
Enhance.
digital character.
All right, I'm gonna do
didn't know
a new
there was-
plan. I will spend 1
What's
stone.
up, Joe?
As an action, I can spend
I
1
dropped to 0 for a second. What-
worker
it came
and
back up now.
1 fish, and
Weird.
shuffle 1 card back into my deck to gain 2 victory points.
Ooh, how fancy!
Ooh la la.
How fancy! I'm just gonna spend a stone and a wood to build a small port, and it lets me spend a person and 1 fish to sail. Sail. Like the song.
Joe?
I hate that these are already turned. That's the one disappointing thing. So it's like
No, you can still use it.
I realize that, but they look because they're-
You mean because of the yes, I get what you mean.
Alrighty. Guess I'll sail.
sail.
Okay.
I guess.
You get
If
it.
you've got an axe, it's not a bad idea to sail. If you don't have an axe, it becomes
Right.
a little less. No. You go underneath.
Oh, under you. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Unless you have a card that says you go to the top,
Oh,
which there are
okay.
cards that
We go
say
from
that.
I thought it was.
You go. Nope. It
Yeah,
starts at the top,
okay.
and that's why believe me.
arrow.
But the arrow says down, and it's like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Gotcha. Okay, I'm done.
What do I want to do?
Dance.
I'd really like a rock, but I don't think it's harvesting for 1 rock is worth it.
And if that 1 rock changes your game.
Maybe. Draw 1 card. Draw 1 card, I guess. That'd be silly.
Sail.
I'm playing with this.
I am going to build foundations. Action. Discard 1 card from my empire to draw 1 card. If it's a location, I may immediately build it.
Oh, interesting. So you can cycle to get to some other card. That you
Yeah,
don't
but I'm
have.
assuming empire is out, right?
Yeah, but still, if you want, you could discard with something else, and again, if you're trying to get to something specific, I'm sure there's, like all of these decks have certain cards that are the real combination card. That's just going to get you to it fast.
Yeah,
You
I wasn't sure if empire was played out or in my hand. I'm assuming it's
Played out. It's only played out.
You're played out.
That's rude.
Got him. That's
No,
cool.
not really. I mean, okay, I guess.
So question. So this one says
No.
action spend 1 stone
To construct.
to construct. Does that mean you get to construct for free?
Well, for 1
Yeah,
stone.
yeah. Otherwise, yeah, you take the
To take
construct
the
action.
construct action, yeah.
The construct action is build 1 for free.
Oh, that's fancy.
Right.
Man, I should have did that one.
You probably should have.
Too late.
Yep.
You didn't spend a fish.
You know
You
what?
couldn't
I
have.
think
I had a fish.
I
I just didn't understand it
How do you have so many resources?
because I haven't been
This
spending
sucks
them.
because I can't remember which way. Is this the order that always is, or is it
Nope, it's
randomized?
randomized.
Yeah, that's what makes it crazy is that it can really be almost anything.
And then the opposite sides are for one player, so they're different on the opposite end because you can play the single player
But
game.
one player.
For the Unos, they already have an expansion. They have I think it's a Japanese that is a new race.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's racist.
I think I'm-
no,
I,
because that's what it's called.
I think I'm passed for the round.
Holy moly!
Did these
I don't
guys
know.
get reset in between rounds?
Yes, they get pulled back off.
But only the spent ones, not the assigned.
Right.
Whamp whamp.
I would like to do more, but I don't have any
You
apples.
flip them after this? Is that when you flip them?
What two?
These guys.
Mm-mm. You
No.
can pay a fish to flip it and
No.
move it to an adjacent
No,
one.
not a fish.
Oh, apple.
An
Gosh.
apple. You can only pay an apple
Apple.
to flip them to one of the adjacent spots.
I'm
to
gonna
take
do
the
a small
actions.
port and sail, and I'm going to
That makes sense.
fish it.
Alright, I'll pass.
Passing.
Yep. I can't do
Suck,
anything else.
I'm gonna harvest to get that stone.
Okay, back to Josh. Pass.
Do you draw cards in between rounds?
Yeah, you'll get four, but
Four.
then you spend
People.
the workers to keep what you want to keep.
And I wouldn't have more people yet.
You get them back in between
Okay.
rounds. Yeah.
So apples are OP is what you're saying.
They can be. I mean, they certainly give you more options of actions, but
Matt, I spent an apple to
Yeah.
go to an adjacent one from here to there
Yep.
to add a person to my supply.
Yep.
I'm gonna spend a rock and a person to gain an axe and 1 victory point.
Ooh, cheats. He's blue, isn't he?
no,
Okay.
you have to look at the person, not the color.
Gotcha.
Okay,
Back to you.
Josh.
Pass.
Matt.
I feel like I'm dumb for just keep doing stuff, but I'm gonna. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think you
I'm
don't.
gonna put another foundation up.
Okay.
Nice. If nothing else,
Back
it's
to
a
you.
victory point.
I can build this too, should I? I guess. Does it matter? Sure. I'm gonna build an ice ship.
Brrr.
Nice.
What does it do?
As an action, I can spend 1 person and a fish to sail and gain a victory point. There's no point in sailing at this point, though.
Do you
Why not?
do you gain?
Because there's only 3 to take, and there's already 2.
You can always take from the top blindly, and you'll still get the pillage if you don't actually conquer.
Do we get victory points for taking these? I don't remember when you conquer them.
No, you get victory points for having them in your empire at the end of
Gotcha.
the
Alright, back to you, Matt.
Let's do this. Let's discard 1 from my empire
Oh.
and draw 1. If it's a location, which it is, may immediately play it. It's another ice ship. This was not shuffled well.
That's why I spread
Well, I
all
didn't know
mine
it
out.
wasn't already
and-
shuffled.
Yeah.
No, we literally broke them out of the decks.
Yeah.
I mean,
I would like to fix
that
this
would
bottom
kind
half.
of be the point of that. You know what I mean?
I didn't separate them though, so.
Yeah, I
You didn't
separated
need to-
all mine out then.
No, they're gonna be stuck.
No,
together
he meant he
if you
didn't separate
to you,
them
Matt.
once they
I
got
know,
separated.
I know.
Well, that was not super worth it. I can still do stuff though.
Yep.
So I may as well do stuff.
You should.
I'm gonna spend a person.
Yep.
And a fish.
Yep.
So I gain to sail and gain a victory point.
Okay.
Can you give me a victory point?
Sure thing.
I'm pretty sure that's all I can do at this point.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
you what?
Pass.
Don't do anything.
You pass.
Yep.
No, I refuse to pass.
So now we go to expedition phase. Players who have decided to sail to an island nearby or distant will choose which island card they will conquer or pillage following
Do you guys care if I
order
shuffle the
of
bottom
the
half a
queue.
little
Go ahead and shuffle it. I don't care.
Alright, Steve, you
I
first.
know. I'm trying to decide.
Well,
which
that's
thing I'm
not
gonna
just
do.
the bottom half. That's your whole deck,
Half that I
Matt.
didn't already draw. Since it is not shuffled very well.
I'm gonna take blindly.
Whoa.
Oh, and I picked good.
Holy cow.
Village,
3 apples?
3 apples and a victory point. I will take that all day, every day.
Wow.
And that's gonna be discarded there.
That's
Okay.
pretty good. So yours comes off, right? Or
Oh yeah. And that goes there. And this goes.
I'm going to conquer this one.
Good choice.
Yes.
Okay.
And I get a sheep and a rock.
Yep.
Get a rock, please.
Yep.
Thank you.
Oops, my fish fell into the food.
Fish food.
I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna gain 3 wood and a victory point.
I'm gonna conquer the out of this. Shipwreck Shore. Action spend a person to gain a wood. Building bonus is fish and a gold.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do I get that now?
Yep.
I feel like this was appropriate island for my people.
What?
The Drunken Octopus Island.
Yeah.
Right.
Is everybody done? Did you
Sailing.
do your sail?
Yep.
So now it's the cleanup phase. So players refresh their clans by unexhausting, rotating back to initial position, their location cards, and retrieving their workers. And we also gain these back, right?
Boom. Take that, Paul.
Good job, Paul.
Yeah, suck
Yeah,
it, Paul. Suck it. And then you draw up 4 cards. First player token moves.
Oh boy.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4.
It's a good one.
Okay. I need that one. So it's going to cost me 1.
It's a good one, too. God dang it.
Need that one. That's person for sure.
This sucks. I need stone. Hardcore.
I'm keeping 2. Yeah, I can tell you right now that everything, like the whole point of this game is you need this thing you don't have. Go get it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh, you lousy.
Do you go through your deck, do you think?
I think every time I've played, we've gone through the deck once at least, but not necessarily more than once, right? Like I'm not saying you couldn't go through second time. And again, I've only played 2-player thus far,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that makes some difference, or could make some difference.
Alrighty then.
Did you notice that big message at the very top
Big message at the very top.
of the stream?
Uh-uh.
You don't not in the stream itself on the messages thing.
Oh, the blue thing?
That you resubscribed?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank
2
you.
months, man.
Yeah, I
You
know.
You're supposed to
2
announce
months.
it. Fanfares and stuff.
I
you
know.
Yeah.
I'm going to install the other one because that actually allows you to like hit OK and it'll put it up on the screen like.
Well, I want my celebration back then.
That was a
You know, I
very weak
forget you.
celebration. I agree. Joe's part of this. He's the main man.
Joe, your first play?
I'm spending a rock
He's the main man.
to build a brewery.
I also resubscribed. But I got nothing.
I've been wanting to tell you guys 3 like little anecdotes. One was a couple weeks ago. I was listening to that one podcast that Stephen Bonacore and Ignacy Trevicek do, and they were talking about Kickstarter, and they said that this year they went from 70 or that there was a report on Icy Veins about Kickstarter, and that in the last like 2 years or in the last just a couple years, they have like gone like 7 times as much board games money has come through them in just in like 3 years or 2 years. And then that was crazy. That was one of the crazy things. It was a huge number. My turn, yes?
Yep.
Yeah. So I want to yeah, I'm going to do this one. Yep. So I'm going to spend 1 oh, wait a minute. Make sure I okay, yeah. So I'm going to spend 1 stone, and I'm going to play ice boxes. As an action, I can spend 1 fish to gain 1 victory point. Go ahead. So then the other thing was, there was 2 other ones that I wanted to tell you about.
So if it says feature, does it just kind of set aside and you just gain it as you use it?
What's it say?
Each time you pillage, gain an extra victory point, or gain a victory point.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was all.
Yeah. That's just something that, like, when you do that action, you have to remember that you get that. Those are easy to forget too, so try and be aware when you're doing stuff. If you get one that just gives you something for free, it's so easy to forget it. Go ahead, Joe. What you doing?
Paul said that he felt like he was losing the whole game.
Yeah, and then I think he won by 2 points or something like that.
Oh.
I was way ahead. I was like 15 points ahead, 16 points ahead, and then his end game scoring was just a lot better than my end game scoring.
All right, I'm going to assign a worker to gain an apple for each obelisk. Does that include this one?
It should say in there.
It doesn't.
For
In
each,
your empire.
yeah, that's
Okay.
considered one in your
Yep.
empire. So,
So 2 apples.
2 apples.
Ooh.
Uh-huh. Guess who's in the apple game, boys?
You have a max like of 3 or something.
Yeah, it does say
on there?
max
Yeah, I
3.
was gonna say.
Call me Steve Jobs because I'm making apples.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
I think you're closer to Wozniak, so I'm going to go that route.
All right, call me Wozniak because I have the ideas.
Yeah. And the big beard.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing that the Woz had.
What's up, Matt?
Losing foundation, discarding ice ships, and putting out nearby fields.
Oh, look at you.
Spend 1 person and 1 fish to harvest, and additionally gain 1 gold.
That's actually not bad at all.
Yeah, that's pretty helpful actually.
That's pretty nice.
Pretty much turning a fish into a rando.
Yeah.
How did you already get a gold?
He got it from
Last
Lucky
time.
dog.
his thing. All right, so
This isn't a bad card. It's worked out okay so far. It could be bad though.
all right, so I'm gonna spend 1 wood to build Treasure Island. Building bonus: gain 2 resources of the same type.
Very nice.
I'm gonna gain those 2. Yeah. So 2 stone. And your turn.
Now that I know the stack, I would have kept a different card.
I'm gonna spend a person to gain
Yeah.
a axe
It-
and a.
Again, don't you
fish.
feel like it's a nice little thing?
You better
Well,
tap
lets you
that card, boy.
unexhaust cards.
You
I don't want to see that happening again
How
this
many of
round.
them are there? Look at the
Oh,
dots,
good
right?
point. There's 1.
Wait,
So
there's
you've
dots?
got
Oh, I
it.
should have
That's why
paid
you're
attention to that
yeah.
earlier.
That's why you
I
want to look when
told
there's
you
only
that
one dot on
earlier.
them. Discarding ones with only a single dot might be a bad idea.
Yeah. Oh well. All right, I'm going to harvest.
Oh, which field are you harvesting?
Good question.
And should-
Not all of
The,
them.
the wood.
the wood.
2 wood, please.
Oh.
And then I have a harvest to play card.
Here, I'm gonna put these woods in your hand.
Thanks.
I'm
So
gonna-
this card's instant. Move your clan action pawn to any action
wait.
tile.
So you do that first.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Move your clan action pawn to any action tile. Additionally, release up to 3 workers. So they come back here if they're released.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. They're available. Yep.
All right.
Released her, non-spent.
Boom.
Nice.
Moving it there helps with your apple game if you want
Gotcha.
something different.
What?
I said because you could move it, right?
Yeah.
So you can use your
Yeah.
apple to get something you may not have been able to get
Yeah,
before.
which I
Yeah.
did. Yeah. That is correct.
I'm gonna be basic. We're gonna populate. But I play the card first. You're saying. So green igloo. And populate. Which means
That was
I'm gonna
populate the play?
Yep.
Nice. Oh, so much wood.
Yep.
I need so much wood.
Here you go, Steve.
Okay. I'm going to populate, and when I do, I'm going to play saved supply. It's an instant. I can spend 1 worker and choose one of these that have an iceberg next to them in my empire and resolve its building bonus. So its building bonus is gain 2 resources of 1 type. I'm going to gain 2 more of those and put that away, and then I populate, so I get 1 for populating. Josh, your turn.
I was trying to read the cards upside down. I
Uh,
don't know. What does that say?
What?
Unexhaust
em-
1 card. So in your empire. So you spend a rock to unexhaust something.
Spend any 2 resources to populate.
Right.
Spend 1 apple to harvest, or Feature. During the lookout phase, draw 5 cards instead of 4.
Yeah.
There you go if you want to get through your deck faster.
Yeah, or at least look at stuff more.
Also, it was my own fault for missing a few victory point opportunities.
Yeah, oh, I beat you by 1. Yeah, I knew it was close. I couldn't remember if it was me beating you or you beating me. I knew it was really close. And in the one other game that I had, I think it was 2 points difference. And then
All
the third
set.
time I played, it was a big
Yep.
difference.
Yarp. I'm going to spend 2 wood to build the homestead,
The homeless shelter.
which allows me to assign a resource to gain a victory point and 1 resource from 2 different harvest cards.
Wow.
Assign a person to gain 1 victory point and 1 resource from 2 different pumpkins.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna spend a person.
No.
And a fishy.
Mhm.
To harvest and gain 1 gold. And I'm gonna take 2 rocks. Or should I take the cherry? The cherries would make more sense, right? Cause
Apples.
I could take
Apples?
apples.
Yeah.
Because then I could move that, and well, I can't get the harvest, but I could get to.
Yeah, being able to move, still being able to take the extra actions up here is pretty nice. It's not super, if you need something for something in your hand, obviously that might take precedence, but
Well, I do have the gold. I could use it as anything.
Right. you just can't use it as an apple for this.
I'll harvest 2 apples. I think that's a better idea than 2 rocks.
All right. All right. So I'm going to spend 2 rocks, and I'm going to play Antler Merchant. As an action, I can spend any 3 resources to gain 2 victory points.
I'm gonna do small port. I'm gonna sail.
Nice.
Okay. I'm going to assign 1 person here to gain a victory point, please. And then 1 resource from 2 different cards, so I will take a wood and a fish. I'm guessing that's how that works, right?
Uh-huh.
Alright. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm going to spend a person to gain a wood.
All right. I am going to. All right. I'm going to harvest, and I am going to harvest. Let's see. Fish. I will get 3 fish. 1, 2, and
3.
yeah.
I'm gonna do this action down here.
You did such a good job, Joe.
Okay.
Thanks.
To spend a
I'm going to
person
teach
to,
Paul
to
how he
gain
should
a
have played
stone.
this.
Okay.
Tribe, clan, whatever. Y'all done?
Yep.
I'm going to spend 2 woods to build the Bjarn's Tavern, which gives me the ability to spend 1 person and 1 sheep to gain 2 victory points.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna spend a stone.
Uh-huh.
And a person to gain an axe and a victory point.
Wait, axe or victory point?
The extra person was to do the ands and stuff.
Oh, okay,
Yep.
I see.
Okay.
I am red though.
You're
No.
not actually.
No,
it does not
match our colors
at all.
It matches. It's the race.
Well, that's dumb, but okay.
Yep, it's very strange. Yep, it's very strange.
Yeah, I thought they would have just gave you a red chip, blue chip, whatever the colors are.
Which you technically could still do.
Yeah, but sure. Okay. Let's see. So. Alright, so I'm gonna spend 1 person and 1 fish and do that. And I'm gonna shuffle this guy here back into my deck to gain 2 victory points. So, just be there. Go ahead.
Pass.
Pass.
I was like, no, I have so many actions.
Pretty much.
He has no actions, trust me. I've been cheating and looking at his cards.
Oh my gosh.
That's a Matt thing to do.
You know, it's as if he put a tableau out for anybody to read, and you took advantage of it. It's complete dreck.
It's your turn, Joseph.
I spent that.
Yeah, you guys.
But I spent it
You
in
guys
the-
got a lot of resources over there.
Yep.
You and Joe.
Yeah.
Each race is different though, so it's kind of like
It
one of
is,
those
and,
things.
and also then you still have to get to the deck and make, and then certain. So it's really funny because you might have there might be a different, like, we could play the same races again, be at the same point, and you two have a lot more
Yep.
resources and we just have less because of the way things worked out.
I need a fish farm is what I need.
You're a fish farm.
You're a cop
But
and a half.
you're gonna have to you're probably gonna have to take a look at using your fish, like harvesting fish is gonna be probably a big thing.
Alright.
Unfortunately, he passed, by the way, just so you know.
Okay. I'm going to construct,
Okay.
Pylon.
and I can just build one then, right?
Right. Pick anything that you want and you build it.
Alright,
That's
I'll build the market, which lets me spend a sheep to gain a gold and release 1 person.
Okay.
What's up, Josh?
Don't want to put him back there.
Hacks over there. You got good
What do you mean hacks?
you got a good
The strawberry vendor.
thing going.
So max, I can spend a fish to gain 1 gold or 1
Okay,
stone.
I'll take the 10 cards so
nice.
far.
Nice. All right.
I mean, 8.
I'm trying to organize this so I can pay attention. It seems like I'm gonna have a shit ton of cards out.
Again, everybody's gonna kind of want to because the more cards you have out, the more points it is at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Unless there's a reason not to, like that. Okay, let's see. So I am blue. I can go to. All right, let me do that, and I'm gonna move blue to here, and I will explore. So I get to draw a card. Go ahead, Joe.
I'm going to assign a person and spend a fish.
Tap
get-
that, Joe.
Can I get 2 victory points, please? And an axe.
I don't think you have to tap it.
And my
Because the
axe.
person will be assigned or not assigned.
They stay
No,
there
no, it
though
says
every
action.
round.
Anytime it says action,
It
you
doesn't.
do have to.
Oh, it does say
It
action.
does say
I'm
action,
sorry.
yeah.
It definitely has to. be
And like
then.
that person might still be there next round for
Could
me.
you assign more than 1 person to a card?
I
You
thought
may over the course of the thing. You can't.
Okay.
You can only assign 1
per
every
round.
time you do an action.
Yeah, but next turn if it's on tap, can you then put a second person and do it
Yeah,
again?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Then yes.
One of the
There's
cards.
more and
One of
more
the cards
stuff.
I had said to add to assign 2 people to it.
Yeah.
I was like, whoo.
Yeah, but again,
Oh, I
those
need
are-
some more people.
But your big thing will be releasing, and you know
Yeah.
you got to get to that rhythm.
Managing that, yeah.
So you
But
were
you
done?
you
Yep.
think you I think you have a good
I've started to understand it.
Mhm.
I discarded 2 cards that I had. They're the exact same card. I'm really wishing I wouldn't have now.
Yeah,
but,
yeah, it happens.
That's okay. We'll get there.
I can't harvest because it's over there. Constructed would be pointless.
Construct additional
Okay,
pylons.
Populate, explore, or sail.
Remember, Explorer's always getting you more cards. I mean, you know as well as I do. In these type of games, card draw is hardly ever a bad thing.
I
but,
want to sail.
yep, that's also a fairly good thing, especially if you have an axe.
Yeah.
I know logically it makes sense that the one down
Mhm.
here goes first. That's why I want to move them. Because the arrow, I got it first.
So
It goes from top to bottom. Dang it.
Mm-hmm.
do that.
Are the people a finite amount?
No, everything is an unlimited resource as far as that goes.
Okay.
It just becomes a little tricky to use them. The 5 times is what that's for. So anything that you have one of on your 5 times means you obviously have 5 of those, and
Okay.
that helps you cut down on that.
It's hard for people though because then it's like
It is, but it's
Yeah.
not impossible.
at that point it's just like grab a pen and
Yeah.
pad of paper and just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Grab meeples
Alright,
from another game and throw them in here.
There you go. Yeah, because there's like not a lot left, but I don't know how many people are populating per se.
I'm gonna go here, spend an apple, construct. I will construct a
Additional
outpost.
pylons.
As an action, I can spend a person to unexhaust all of my guys that are essentially bareback lancers, because they have spears on the back of and they're riding bears.
Okay. I will spend a apple to populate. Thank you. Ah!
Wow, Joe. Future copy.
Yep.
Future copy past. All right. So I will spend this and drop a fish to gain a point. Joe?
I will spend a person to gain an apple. Thank you.
An apple to gain a person to gain an apple.
Right. But the person's constant, right?
Yep.
So it was worth the one apple spend. That will pass.
No, this is weird, but it'll be a net gain. So I'll spend a fish, and let's use a gold, to gain 1 gold or a rock. So I'm going to use the worker so that I do and. So I do gold and a rock. May as well. It is a net gain. It's just weird.
That works.
I'm glad I got this card, I guess, because it's very helpful. This card, 'cause it's very helpful.
And.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you have to spend a person every time. That's when I get more people. And I might be able to do something with the rock now.
You're gonna like put him in a movie?
Yeah. Jumanji.
2. That comes out soon. Can't wait.
I did not see it.
The
It was
first
pretty
one, the
decent
new one?
movie.
Yeah.
It's
I
good.
saw the original.
They're making
obviously.
they're making a second one with The Rock in them.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah,
figured.
okay.
No, with Robin Williams, they're gonna make a second one.
Don't go there. That's mean. That's
It's
too
claim-
soon.
me.
It's
Too soon.
claymation.
It's claymation.
He's been
Too
dead for a
soon?
while.
He has been dead longer than
I know. I
you
saw
expect.
something. Somebody's posted. It's been 5 years already. I was like, holy
Yeah,
crap!
it seems
Really?
Like last year.
It does.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna spend an action to unexhaust that.
Ooh. I'm going to spend a sheep to get a gold
Man, I feel like my pass was
and release a person.
like way early.
Sometimes you just don't have the opportunities.
Yeah. All right. That's it for me this time.
Well, I only have one thing that's not tapped. And
She had a bunch of stuff you could play with wood.
I can't do it. So pass.
Okay.
Okay.
Steve.
So I will go ahead and I will do this. I will spend a worker and drop a fish back. And then I can shuffle 1 card in my Empire back into my deck to gain 2. So I'm going to do this one here that I just got to gain 2.
Don't blow it, Joe. I'm not going to, Paul. Don't worry. I'm trying my hardest for you, man.
Gold is amazing. I'm gonna focus on getting gold.
One thing to be aware of, if it says, I don't think you can, and you can double check it, but I don't think you can put any of your basic cards back into the deck.
Oh.
I might be wrong on that, but I don't think you can. I think there's one like
I don't know.
very small. It says basic right here in the corner. They're the first 3 cards that you got.
Oh,
that
the
you got.
resources.
Yeah, they're the very
Basic.
first 3
For this guy.
Yep,
Gotcha.
and we all have basic. So the first 3 cards we started with are those.
Were you done, Steve?
Yes.
I will spend a person and a sheep to gain 2 victory points, please.
I'm slowly, quickly falling behind. It's okay. I'll make up for it later.
I'm sure you will.
I'm all about sailing and conquering, so that's what I'm going to focus on.
That's endgame. So
5th of the way there.
Bam. Bam.
calm down, dude.
No.
That's not bad. 2 resources to populate. It's not great.
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna spend 3 resources to gain 2 more victory points.
I'm going to spend an apple to harvest.
Okay.
And get 2 wood, please.
What a cheater.
I know.
I'm passing.
I'm going to spend an apple and a gold to activate this because it's spend 2 fish, apple, or stone in any combination to gain 2 victory points and release another worker.
Damn. Damn.
I already passed, so it's on you again.
Oh, I'm done.
All right, so now we go on to sailing.
Mm-hmm.
So top person.
Yep, me. So I'm going to conquer this one.
Okay.
And I will gain a
What?
food and a stone.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Congratulations.
Next one is mine.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
going
enough.
to do
The sad
the
Yeti.
bottom one.
That's me.
You're sad.
That's fine.
And each time I pillage, I gain an extra victory point. So I'll gain 2 victory points there.
Dog. Okay. And who's next? Matt. All right, you're doing the top one.
A fish and a stone.
Yaha.
Nice.
Yahoo! And these go away,
Actually,
right?
Yep.
Spend
Okay.
1 gold.
You said
to gain-
pillage, you meant conquer.
He did, meant conquer, yep.
Just making sure.
Actually
He used
spend
an
1
axe.
gold to gain any 2 resources.
Well, you
That's
have to use
really
it
good
either
for
way,
me.
One
whether
gold
you
to
say,
Oh, really?
gain any 2
Oh.
resources.
whether you
Yeah.
use it or
Yeah,
not.
That
nice.
makes sense, I
Nice
guess.
ways to get gold
Because you
every
took
turn.
it on
Yep.
you.
Yep.
Took it with you.
Unflip the pigs.
Yep. Unfloop. Get your workers back.
Come on back, workers.
And
And your thingies come back.
Draw 4.
then draw 4.
Yeah. And the first player.
Oh, it
I already
doesn't
moved it.
count.
All right.
2, 3, 4.
Ooh.
I haven't got a good set yet.
When you take one of these, if you have 2 cards, can you use them both? Or no?
I'm sorry, say that again?
So say you have a construct to build.
Uh-huh.
If you have 2 cards that are construct to build, can you play them both?
No, you can only ever activate 1 card off of a single worker placement activation. You get what I mean?
Yes.
Right.
Huh.
You could do it a second time. You could construct again, right, on the same turn with another worker, and
Yeah.
that would let you do essentially 2 more builds.
Okay.
Like, I mean, essentially, you could put out 4 buildings and 2 builds for probably no resources if you did this and then this again, and you had 2 that said construct to build,
Okay.
right? You know,
Yeah,
if you think
yeah,
about
I
it, right?
gotcha.
Okay, so that's nice. Wow.
So that's either or.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I didn't realize it at the time, but this actually tells you in any combination if you have to spend more than 1. So I'm assuming if it doesn't say that, then it would have to be 2 of a kind. Boy, oh boy, I think I want all 4 of these, Josh.
When do I know there's a way to gain my extra ship? I need to gain an extra ship.
Yeah, there's some kind of there's something in one of your cards or something that gives it to you. I don't remember what it was. Okay, so I definitely want to have those 2. I guess I'm doing that. That's crazy. Yeah. That's crazy. Okay.
Okay, I'm just going to keep 3. Cuts.
Ready?
Cuts had to be made. I'm ready.
Oh, wait, did you pick your cards? Yeah. Okay. Just didn't know.
Josh kept 6.
I kept
That's
3.
okay, right?
You kept 1, Matt.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those
Josh.
are both super good.
Yep.
What is the
Holy
rating
cow.
bonus on that first one? Or on
The
both?
conquer
Gold.
bonus?
Okay.
Action, spend 1 resource to gain 1 resource. Super good. Or the other one, action, spend 1 person to gain 1 gold. They're both really good.
Not bad.
Meh.
Not bad at all.
Do I want to sail immediately then, maybe? I don't have any axes though.
This one's pretty nice too. Spend up to 3 people to gain 1 resource from up to 3 different one of your things, right? So you can gain 1 of each. You know, like, yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Okay, that one's good for Joe.
Hmm.
Spend 1 wood to sail.
Oh, yeah, that is. That's really good.
Yep.
Problem.
And again,
I need fish and an axe to get there.
Alright, let me populate. I have a populate to play. Lone Explorer, search your deck for 1 igloo, take it into your hand, and shuffle the deck.
okay.
Ooh,
So
you made me fly, Paul. Thank you. Is that because I'm an angel? Or is it because I'm on
Is
fire?
that going to be it?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
added it. Because I just added it to my hand. I don't get the...
Right.
So
I just want to make sure.
I
that
play
was
at
on your
harvest here. Before I take the harvest action, I play my harvest to build card, which could improve my harvest action if it adds on to one of these, right?
Yeah.
Yes. All right, think I'm getting this.
All right, so I'm gonna go to harvest, and I'm gonna harvest 3 stones.
Dang, boy. Get those stones.
Josh, your turn.
I'm gonna spend a person to gain a axe and
And my axe.
a victory point.
I'm going to, harvest.
Mhm.
And I have a harvest to build.
Okay.
And I'll gain 3 sheepies.
No. When you add, you only get from the one you added. Oh, jeez, Pete. There's a thing that we forgot to do. When you add a card to your empire that's got a resource on it, you're supposed to immediately gain that resource. Not counting the first 3, but like you should have gotten 2 for that. You should have got 1 for that. You should have got 1 for that. I should have got 1 for each one of these. Right.
So does
So-
everyone just take those resources?
We
to
could
make-
do that because that would just put us into that spot at this point.
Yeah.
So
That screws up a little bit, but not too bad.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't hurt anybody.
Well, I could change this axe to a fish then.
You could, if you
We
wanted
should do
to
it at a full round, so do it at the start of mine. Which means you can just do it next time.
Well, they
No,
can just
because
do it.
I already spent the card.
Yeah.
If I would have already had the axes, I would have got fish instead.
Sure.
So you got 1 of these,
I got a sheep.
right? And then you also
And then now I
you
take
do
a harvest.
yes,
And do I
which
get
gives you
3?
Yeah.
Okay, so
You
I need
do.
1 more.
I didn't
Okay.
understand what you were getting. As soon as you said it, though, I forgot. And you get 2 of those. 'cause
Well,
you did
Come
put
on,
that-
Paul.
Can I do
Thank
a
you, I'm on
fish
fire.
Yeah,
instead?
yeah, I don't-
He's on
I
fire.
mean, let's be honest. It's not killer that 1 fish.
All right, that's it. Now I have an abundance of sheep now.
So yeah, so that was your play. So it's Matt's turn.
Man's turn.
I'm not going to try to remember.
Oh no, I got.
I was like, I've spent several gold to get resources. That's why I was like, huh.
I spent a lot of stuff to do stuff too. I mean, it's just the way it is.
I'm going to spend a stone.
Yeah, this smells like
to
like
gain
old,
an axe and 1 victory point.
what is this paper?
Right?
It reminds me of something from like our childhood.
No, I'll put me on this one.
They used to make
Yeah.
books or something with this, like really
What's the
cheap.
face for it? Did I do it wrong?
No.
Okay.
I was just thinking.
Because you suck. That's what.
Woo! Damn.
No, not that yet. Alright. So
Basic.
oh yeah, that's right. Harvest Fest. What did I do last time? Alright. I could have done that.
That's
I could do
pretty
that.
good. Goods and icons.
Alright, I'm gonna spend 1 to build settlement, which lets me I get 2 cards. It's my building bonus. Oh, interesting.
What'd you pick? Sam.
I'm gonna sail.
Sure.
Sail the play. I'm gonna do an instant.
Dang, boy.
I'm gonna do a fish and a thing, and I'm gonna conquer this one.
Dang, girl.
Did we draw 4? Because it's
So I gain a fish.
What's
in
more
this
you doing?
zone.
You're done.
Yes.
Okay. Spend a wood to build. The coming of age ceremony.
Okay.
Yep. Each time I populate, it's a feature. I gain 1 fish, 1 apple, or 1. Oh, and I get an apple for building it. I'm glad I read it.
Yep.
Building bonus, 1 apple. So I can get a fish, apple, or stone every time I populate.
Right.
Make those babies. Get those fish.
Am I good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am going to spend a person and a fish to harvest and additionally gain 1 gold. So I'm going to get 2 fish and gold.
Alright, my turn? Alright, so I'm going to populate. And this is a populate to play, save supply. instant, I can spend one person to do to choose one of these in my empire and resolve its building bonus.
Are
So I'll
most of your
resolve-
cards instants? Unless you don't have nearly as many buildings as us.
Not necessarily.
Oh, okay. I was just wondering if that's like you're more about going out and sailing a bunch because that's what you
and
can
then
get
I
an extra ship too,
populate, so I
right?
grab one.
Which I haven't found yet. Becomes
Your turn.
difficult.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Skinny dipping in a sea of leaves.
I'm gonna do a explore, but I'm gonna first do this.
You gain a
Finally.
fish.
Finally.
Fish me, Steve.
Oh, sorry.
It's
Mm.
okay.
You all set?
I've asked you not to tell me.
What sucks
Say
is
that
like
to me in
I've
public.
gotten like doubles of cards even when I show
I'm gonna
up.
populate.
Yes, go
Yeah.
ahead.
Can I get a
It's-
fish as well,
There's
please?
not that many cards though in each
No, no.
deck. You know what I mean? And if you
When
got
my
three
people
of a
come with
card,
fish,
there's a
or
good chance
apples
you're
or
gonna
stones
get
when
some.
they
I shuffle
populate,
a lot.
they're born
I
with fish
still
in their
do
hands.
A couple
Mom!
I've gotten several of these things.
Something smells fresh air.
All right, that's it for me.
I'm gonna use my ice chip. I'm gonna spend a person and a fish to sail and gain a victory point.
You're the bottom guy.
Yeah, I gotta watch to make sure you do it.
No, I just was. Most of the time I've been good.
And Joe's like, yeah.
Keep your eye on them.
All right, so I'm gonna spend one stone to build a trade river route. As a building bonus, I get one of these, and as an action, I can spend any 2 resources to gain an axe. Which, given I don't have any way to gain axes, big
That's
deal
good.
for me.
Yeah.
That's a big deal for me suddenly. I was like, what is up with that?
I'm gonna spend a person and a fish
Uh-huh.
to sail.
Nice.
And I am actually going to go there.
I'm going to. You're all set.
Yeah, I think so.
Spend an apple to sail.
Okay.
Fish and this and the boat.
Josh, don't throw your boats back into the general supply. Keep your boats by your side there.
That's my spare boat.
Yeah.
But what about your other one then?
It's right
Pick
here.
one. Jeez, oh Pete, what is
This
wrong
has
with
been
you?
in the general supply though.
No, it
this
isn't.
whole time.
That's never been in there.
You're in the general supply. Your turn, Matt.
You can't handle the general supply.
Boom!
You can fondle the
I'm gonna
general
build a
supply?
frozen
Oh, that's
T-Rex.
wrong.
Uh-huh.
What?
I'm gonna build a frozen T-Rex.
Oh, no, that's
Denied.
not. That's, yeah,
Each time I explore, I gain one apple.
Denied.
garbage. Okay. Let's see. So,
Trying to like line it up so I can remember. Like these all require fish. This is stone. These are people, and these are passives.
alright. I'm going to spend an apple to flip this to construct. And I have a construct to build, so I'm going to add another pine trees to my shrubberies. And then I get to build. So I'm going to build an ice boxes. So that'll be a second ice boxes, which is the one that lets me spend one fish to gain 1 gold for an action. Or I mean 1 victory point. Sorry. And your turn.
Apple to build. I'm gonna build this. Which is another hunting trophies, which just allows me to spend a person to gain an axe or a fish and a victory point.
Nice.
Okay. I will assign one person so I gain a victory point.
Did you give me
And
my victory point? I don't remember.
can I get a wooden fish as well, please?
Probably.
No, you need what? And what do you get? A victory point?
Yeah, and then a wooden fish.
Wood
Thank you.
and a fish. Wood fish.
Yep. Well, 1 resource from 2 different.
Woodfish. I love that song.
I would like to explore. Which
Come
gives me an apple.
together.
Apple.
Man, oh man.
Holy
So
crap.
stupid.
That's awesome. Alright.
My turn?
Yarp.
Okay. So I will do this action. I will spend 2 resources. Get an axe.
I'm going to spend a stone to unexhaust a card.
Nice.
I'm going to assign a person to gain 3 apples, please.
Damn!
Yeah.
like I need to start using my axes to start blocking some of these.
Yeah, that is the other thing to remember. You can attack. You can use your axes to attack somebody, and you do essentially you tap their building, and then that prevents them from using it. It doesn't really give you much of a.
Yeah.
It doesn't give you any bonus, right?
No.
Yeah.
I'm using apple.
It's purely an FU maneuver.
That's the issue we had with Empire Settlers.
Nobody
Imperial
attacked
Settlers,
each other, and
because there was no
somebody just
benefit to it.
Yeah.
You were wasting your resources to do it.
However,
I know it stops them
sometimes
from
it can
getting
make
victory.
A big deal.
Sometimes it could slow somebody down.
But-
That was steamrolling.
Play
Yeah.
Snow Festival.
Yeah.
Explore to play. And then here's my explore. Instant. Choose up to 3 of my locations of a different type in your empire and unexhaust them.
Okay.
So Yeti, Shark, Ship.
Yep. All right. So I'll spend another one of those. Do this to sail. And I will go ahead and I will put my boat out doing that, and that's it. I'm not putting a fish out. Your turn, Josh.
I'm gonna do a person and a fish to sail. And do I want to put an axe out there?
Ain't nothing I did made it any better, Steve.
I think I'm good.
Oh, each time I explore, I get an apple. I should get an apple.
Yeah, go ahead. Just go ahead.
I thought you grabbed that. Maybe not.
I did for this explore, and then I just did this
You
one.
just did another one. Okay.
Yep,
All right.
yeah.
Back to me, Josh. You're all done.
Yep.
I will spend 1 person and 1 sheep to gain 2 victory points, please.
You're such a cheater.
I know. I really am.
So, by halfway through, what do you guys think?
I like it.
Enjoying this.
Matt?
Yeah, Matt?
I really liked Imperial Settlers too, except that it took 14 hours to
Oh,
play.
it was me, you,
And Travis,
yeah.
and none of us wanted to attack because
Yeah.
it gave, besides slowing the other person
So
down.
we just would go
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the end rounds
action,
took
action,
forever.
action,
yeah.
action.
But I'm glad this has get to so many victory points and win. I don't remember what
Yeah.
Imperial Settlers was.
And a person.
I always wanted to
Was
play
it build
but
so
I
many
never got to
buildings
do
or
it.
something like that?
It's
Yeah.
like build 15 buildings or 20 buildings or something.
It's me and Lee and KG flying free. Hum.
Monkeys.
What did you say?
Monkeys.
Monkeys.
Milkies.
Milkies.
Alright, I'm gonna do
There,
this.
keys made of
Spend
milk.
this and this
Sounds good.
to drop.
To flip the pig.
No.
Oh.
To. These are the things I have left here. No, okay.
I got.
Just
I'll
replace
drop that
these all
settlement
with, like,
off,
the candy apples from rocks.
and that gives me 2 points.
They be rolling everywhere, man.
Can I use foundation to discard foundation?
What's it say on it specifically?
Discard 1 location from your empire to draw 1 location.
As far as I know, you can. Yes. You can.
Because I can't get rid
How's
of
that?
these. I would have to imagine.
Right. You can't get rid of those, and you can't get rid of your bases.
And I don't want to get rid of any of these.
I'm going to
Yeah, that's been
Assign
the tough part
one.
for me too.
and spend a fish to get an axe and 2 victory points, please.
Man,
I go.
I feel like you guys are jumping
Yeah.
ahead.
I'm going to spend a person
Seems
And
like
a
you always
fish.
get a lot of victory points in that phase.
to harvest and additionally gain 1.
Because you get like bonuses, don't
I'm
you?
going to
Yeah.
harvest.
Just one right now.
Okay.
So I want to find my 3rd boat so I can just
All
go
set?
out sailing. Just
Yeah.
sail,
I'm all
sail,
set.
sail, sail, sail,
yeah,
sail,
for
sail.
sure.
I'm pass.
I'm gonna spend this person I just got to gain a.
Oh, Steve has passed, has he?
I'm gonna gain a
Unfortunately.
fish and a victory point.
Wow. I will spend a sheep
Mhm.
to get a gold and release a person. Thank you. You are released.
The
From the
banker
brewery.
ones, theirs are interesting because they have the assign thing, but then a bunch of their cards say you gain such and such in that very first phase, like in the start of the round,
Lookout or whatever.
based on how many you have on there.
So it's
So
So
invest.
you have ways
invest
to
and gain it.
release, but then it's like, do you want to actually release? And also, you're not going to get to score that the last round of the game. So you want your next to last round to have as many people on as possible.
Right.
And then there's things that allow you to release and gain victory points by releasing.
Hmm.
So it's this very odd, like, timing thing.
I'm gonna use foundations to discard foundations and draw a card.
Were these worth points? I know you said that.
Location.
Yeah, every 3, I think.
Every
So
two.
gold's
Either
worth.
2 or 3. Yeah.
Okay.
So it goes in the play.
What's Uda?
What's what?
It's a location, so it's
Oh.
1 point for each card. 1 point for every 2
Each time you must
resources.
spend
1
one
point
Okay.
for every
to
gold.
build. You
Gold.
may instead use stone to gain 1 victory point.
Interesting. You don't have much stone with you right now, but that's not the point. I was already passed.
Skin and dipping in a sea of flea.
I think
Anybody
I
going
have
to
to pass.
Foster Saturday.
He's passing.
I don't know if I'll be up there this weekend. I might try, just because it's the last one before our event, and see if there's any other people that weren't there last time.
When's
But
that event again?
You should take flyers to the
November
library.
2nd and 3rd.
Nice.
I have
nice,
flyers
nice.
upstairs
Where's
if you
that?
guys want
I was
flyers.
gonna say take some to the
What's
library
the
while
hotel?
you're if you're going to the
I can remember it. I
if you're
don't
going to
remember
the
it off
coffee
top of my head.
place because it's right there.
The library.
Sweet.
it's right
I
across from
probably won't make it
Wendy's.
this because I gotta help somebody move.
It's for what?
It's across from Wendy's.
Oh, okay. I'm going to spend an apple. Thanks, Matt.
Well, I guess it's not right there. I'm
But
thinking of
it's
State
to
Road.
construct.
Yeah.
It's the Skinny's Port, which allows me to spend 1 person and 1 sheep to sail, and additionally release 1 person.
It's garbage.
I know.
I'm gonna populate.
You would.
I know why. Because he's first in. He's going for that one that gives people
I'm
for
a pass.
gold.
Go ahead.
Already passed. Joe?
I'm going to spend 2 apples
Yeah.
to gain 2 victory points and release a person.
Is it the Kraken?
No.
So far behind in victory points, dude.
Again, it was similar to this at the end of the game, about that much difference, and then Paul ended up 1 behind me somehow with end game scoring stuff.
I'm gonna spend a fish
Spends
And a
a
person.
fish.
to gain 1 gold and 1 stone.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Back to you.
I'm going to spend a person and a sheep to sail. Except that person goes here.
Uh-huh.
And they go down here.
Yeah.
Yeah. No fish or axes?
Ooh, should I put an axe on it?
Well, you're gonna get 1 off the top if you don't get it anywhere else. So, I mean, there is that potentially, and you always choose not to if you decide that then, but you do lose the axe.
The axe is there.
Yep, axe is there. It's up to you, Matt.
Oh crap! I didn't mean
What
to
am I
spend that.
supposed
Oh
to
well, whatever.
Why?
Taxes
I
are
was gonna
already
spend
done.
that
Nothing
instead of
new
the
stuff
apple,
to
but
use
I
this
might as well keep
thing.
that. It's worth more.
It's on you.
I am going to spend 1 person
What?
and a fish
What?
to sail and gain a victory point.
Okay.
Wow. I'm going to spend a person to get an apple.
Matt.
I will
Yeah.
spend a person for a stone. Or wood, sorry.
So I might be there Saturday, Paul.
Joe.
I pass. I'm finally done. I don't have any other actions I can take. So.
Not to this phase yet, but I know what we're doing.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm gonna spend 1 gold to gain any 2 resources. I'll get 2 fish.
It's your turn again.
Yep. It's all you, man.
I will spend a stone and a fish to build the frozen shipyard.
Your favorite.
As an action, I can spend 1 fish to gain 1 victory point. Building bonus, gain 1 victory point for each ship in my empire, so 1. 1 victory point, please.
Wow. All right.
Back to you, Matt.
I'll spend a fish to gain a victory point.
Back to you, Matt.
There's literally nothing I can do.
Good.
Yep.
Everything is tapped.
All right.
Sailing.
Sailing. Who's first?
Where will you go?
I will conquer the occult grounds.
Which gives you a gold.
There you go.
I'm gonna pillage
The one there for
This
3
one?
victory points.
for 3 victory points.
Heck yes.
Do you get an additional?
I do.
Yeah, he does.
Nice.
I'm going here, baby. And I get a apple and a rock, please.
There's that.
Oh, thank you. And I have Fire Island now. Not Fireball Island, just Fire Island.
That's me, right? Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna take this one.
Are you gonna actually conquer it? You can
Yep.
decide to pillage it.
No, I'm gonna conquer it almost for sure. Holy Land. Spend one person to gain a card. So essentially get a draw, and I get a gold.
2 stone and 2 victory points.
Is this me? Oh. Ooh, it's Shark Island. I guess I might as well conquer it, yeah. I get a rock.
Oh, so you get to choose if you want to conquer it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you don't have to if you,
You
have
still
that. But
spend,
you lose the axe
Yeah,
either
you
way.
still
Yep.
spend it.
Haunted Island.
Look how happy he is.
Yeah, I'll conquer it.
He's one happy shark.
Okay. Clean up phase.
Each time you conquer, gain 1 gold.
Nice.
That one that let me undo 3 cards was insane.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That's very nice.
Fast first player.
Almost threw my deck.
That would be nice.
Ooh, let me untap these people.
That's not bad. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That's really nice.
Oh, I just conquered this. This one. Fish in the stone.
Okay, so we'll put that and that.
Oh, man. I almost want all these.
I'm gonna keep 3.
I might pass this up.
Wow.
I don't know if it's worth it now.
Yeah, I'm having trouble. I don't think I really need to do that. What? Do I need this one? Oh!
Is that at the end of the game or when you play it?
The building bonus. That's when you play it, I believe.
Yeah. Anytime you do building, it's when you play it.
Keep my 3.
If it's not, then I need to lose 1 point.
No, it's when you play it.
Well, at the end of the game would make sense, but I see it either way.
Probably right then and there.
That would probably be more balanced, yeah.
Did everybody pick?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Same message.
Huh?
I thought it was new message. Same. Paul's same message. I was like,
All right. I'm
alright.
gonna construct.
Are you really?
Build for free. And I will play extra effort, which extra effort lets me explore, sail, harvest, populate, or construct when I build it as my building bonus. I can pick any one action to do as my building bonus. So my action will be harvest.
Sheep land.
So I'm gonna harvest
Sheep land.
Oh man, I didn't see that.
those.
That's
two,
good.
2 of those.
Yeah.
So yep. So I harvested 2 of those, and and that was my build bonus. Go ahead.
Some of these islands I don't think are really islands out here. Sea Serpent Island? It looks like they're just getting attacked.
That was the name we called it, Sonny.
Ah, okay. Alright, my
I
turn, Josh?
sailed. Yeah, I did small port.
I will harvest.
Still haven't seen
Can I
that.
get 3? Wait, I play my card first. Gain 1 resource from 2 different harvest patches thingies. Can I
Right.
get a sheep and a fish? And then 3 more sheep for my harvest action. Thank you. All the sheep. All the sheep.
I would like to construct.
Pilot.
Construct additional pylons.
Construct to build.
Okay.
So it gets me 2 apples now, right?
They're separate. That's not the same field. It's a
Oh,
separate
okay.
field. It's not a.
Ooh,
If it's an
you,
expansion, it'll
It'll be
Sucker.
sideways. Yep.
you sucker.
And then I'll build Avalanche Warriors. Spend 1 person to gain a victory point. Building bonus, gain 1 victory point for each Yeti in my empire. 1, 2.
Hmm. Oh.
Okay.
Nani?
So I'm gonna
Nani?
spend
Nani?
1 to build
I
Treasure
don't like
Island.
the way you're looking at those sheep, Joe. I need.
I agree.
Look at all these tasty sheep I got here, Paul.
Gain
You're a bunch
2
of
resources
drunks.
at
You
the
want to know
same
what drunks
site.
do with sheep, Joe?
Make mutton.
So I'll gain 2
They take their guts and make them into
apples.
flasks.
Your turn.
Oh,
Food.
okay.
I think I'm going to construct.
What's the thing called? That dish that's served in
Construct
like
to
a
build
sheep's stomach?
this, so I gain two,
Haggis. Yeah.
two swords.
Pretty sure we're just
axes.
Irish. We're drunk. We love sheep.
And then my thing is to build a treasury feature. Each time you conquer, gain a victory point and a gold.
Nice. Joe.
All right. I'm gonna assign a person here to gain a victory point, and so it's 1 victory point. And then, can I get a fish and a sheep? I guess. I'll just have all the sheep,
Some guys have all the sheep.
and that's
Some
Mr.
guys have all the
Wanna spend a
wood.
stone?
and it's definitely honeydew.
And a person.
Let's see who that is for sure.
Let's gain an axe.
Yeah, yeah.
And a victory point, please.
Yeah.
Any Yogscast fans out there will know
yeah,
that's what
yeah,
that's about.
exactly.
Victory point, please.
Victory point, please.
Yes. If you want to diggy hole drunkenly,
Mm-hmm.
Joe's got the guy. You good? Okay.
A diggy hole.
So do that. No. So do that. Let's see which thing I do next.
Welp.
It's
Alright,
interesting. I
I'm
might be
gonna
able to like end a game quickly, but then I'm feeling like people have way more cards than I do,
Yeah.
so it's gonna
Yeah.
suck.
You can get
Draw.
the 25 points that quickly?
Pretty close.
Really?
He has a card that says gain 10 points.
Ah,
turn.
of course.
Yeah.
It only costs any resource.
Just 1 resource. Action. Gain 10 points.
Spend a
he's
person.
just written it on there with the marker.
There you go.
I made my own card.
This was
Gain a
Gen Con
fish.
exclusive.
And XP. Experience.
Experience.
One experience. My turn. I will assign 1 person and spend 1 fish. I made it in.
So question for this one, it says spend up to 3.
And an axe.
If
like
I
I'm so
spend
far
one,
behind.
does that
You
mean
only
I
get
just
one.
go on?
Oh,
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
You yeah.
spend a fish.
Yep.
To gain and a person. To gain gold and a stone.
Okay.
Take that, Matt.
Stop.
That is weird.
You're being ridiculous.
You're being outrageous.
Yeah, I wish I had these earlier in the game.
Meow, 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 meow. When your deck runs out, you just shuffle it, right?
No, you lose.
Okay.
Sorry, Matt. It's just like Magic.
Mhm.
Well, you don't lose in Magic, right? You just essentially.
That's actually, you can make decks regarding that. It's called a mill deck. You
Mhm.
try to make the other person discard it.
Right, but they don't shuffle. They just have to
Right,
play
right.
with whatever's left in their
Yeah,
hand
they
then, which essentially is lose. if it's early enough in the game, right?
Could be. Well, you
I
usually
think
don't
when
get
you
rid.
I think when you have no cards in your draw, you're done.
Oh, really?
If you have to draw and you don't have a card, then you'd have a thing.
Which is
And
the
the other
beginning
thing
of
about
next
it is too is that there are relatively few that make you do tons of cards. There are a couple, but
Yeah.
there are very few that do. Usually it's 2 or 3 cards at a time per action thing or activation of the thing.
Get learnt, Paul.
It's interesting. We haven't used any of these. I'm assuming if you take a sale action and you don't have any more boats, you get to use these, or when does that happen?
Yeah, because
Okay,
I think
can
it
you
says
mark it too?
unlimited sales. Didn't you know what you said at the beginning?
Well, then why do you have a spare ship? Then couldn't you
That's
just
what I was
sail as
wondering.
much as you wanted them?
That's what I was wondering.
I don't remember. There is a thing
Ships
about it.
represent the clan's transfer again. Player use ships by placing them in commission paper.
That means this is the only expansion in my deck.
Yeah.
No, it's that last card
Ship
is.
is a
No,
good.
I've seen all the cards because I got to go through them for the one thing.
Oh,
Alright, so
I don't think I've passed up on any yet.
I have one card left. How did I go through some of them more?
You were discarding and drawing a few times. I don't think I have that many cards left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You did a lot of exploration as well.
okay.
Thank you for the lessons, old guy. I don't know who that was for. Oh, was that for Steve, Paul, or me?
Could be.
Who's the old
I
guy?
don't- yeah, well,
Which one's the old
probably
one?
me.
So based on what Steve said, it looked more at Shattered Grid for Power Rangers, which I didn't realize was a comic series.
Oh,
It's fucking cool. It's an alternate reality, like he said, where Tommy, instead of leaving Rita, stays with Rita, and then he uses the power of the White and Green Ranger and like conquers the world. He brainwashes Kimberly.
Yes.
wow.
A whole bunch of
There
other
is no
stuff.
limit to the number of ships.
He
Right.
utilizes the Black Ranger somehow because like the troops are like in Black Ranger costumes and stuff. He's cool looking.
I wonder if I was supposed to gain my boat at the beginning.
And Hyper
I
Force
thought
doesn't
you
make
got
any
your
sense.
third boat
is
right
an
away,
RPG.
but I might be wrong.
What is that?
It's an RPG. It's like a ongoing webcast of an RPG. As the current Power Rangers. Hyper Force.
That's kind of cool.
Alright, so I guess I want to. Wait. Am I gonna be able to do that?
Your hand's cold, Matt.
Yeah.
Why?
You feel like lava
I'm warm.
because you're normal human temperature. I'm not.
Joe's lava temperature, you said?
Normal human temperature. I just feel like
My left
lava.
hand's colder.
Yeah.
Okay, now it's
Are
warm.
you cold, Josh?
It's,
Put your hand on my arm.
You're
Oh.
warm. I'd say
Okay.
you're warm. It's. I wouldn't say
Alright,
it's
I'm gonna
cold, but
explore.
it's cooler.
I've been warm all day. I think my allergies are kicking my butt though. These last couple days, so
What happens?
yeah.
So I'm gonna explore. I'm gonna do this to explore to play. Discard up to 3 cards from your hand to gain 1 victory point and 1 fish for each one.
Nice.
So I'm gonna discard these 3 to get 3.
Take the fisher for yourself.
Another Steve's fish. Oh,
And
gosh.
then I get to explore still because of that.
'Kay.
And that's it. Go ahead.
And pass.
I'm going to construct. Priest of Thor. Action. Spend 1 axe, gain 2 victory points, or 2 gold.
So which one are you taking?
It's an action. I'm just
Oh,
building
oh.
it.
I'm sorry. I thought you.
Oh, you jerk.
Can I get a person and a fish? Thanks. Hooah! Now I have a ninja.
I might use sheep as my other people because I will never have sheep. My go.
Usually after he's done.
I'm gonna spend a person. Wait, do I want to do that? No, I can't do that. That was dumb. Let's think here.
You do whatever you want, Matt.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna spend a gold to gain any 2 resources. I'm gonna gain 2 fish. What, Steve?
Yep.
Me, you, tonight.
Dude. No.
Pass.
Hand Banana's like the best character.
Yeah.
Hand Banana
Yeah, he's great.
What is that?
from Aqua Teen?
Rock
You know
Tiger.
Hand Banana.
Newer season.
They
Oh.
no, it's
No.
old. It's old. It's where they make the dog where he makes the dog, but then they create a dog in the computer, but then the dog ends up being like super crazy and ends up going over and humping Carl, and Carl gets all pissed off and keeps telling him to stop, and they're like, "He's a great dog, and then Hand Banana's like, "I'm gonna rape you tonight. I'm gonna rape you, no problem tonight," right? Like this thing's like.
I've definitely never seen that.
So then Carl creates his own dog, Spaghetti.
Oh, yeah.
But he wants a Carl Jr. So he has some name for it. He's like, I don't like that name. I want to be called Spaghetti. And he's like, and I don't want him, but you're kind of cute. There's something about you that seems real familiar because Carl uses some of his own DNA
His back hair.
his back hair with the dog, and of course the dog has the same.
Cut head-
Yeah.
cut in
That
his
same
hair.
edge of head. It was so stupid. And then they both double team him.
I've
It's
only
pretty
watched the
awful.
first 3 seasons. A million
probably
times.
I
It was
think
probably
it was like
season
season
4.
3.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 or 4. It was
Definitely
pretty
was
early.
not 3.
Yeah, he looks like a banana, but he has like 3 things. And
Yeah.
like he grows an arm like me, and he goes, me, you,
Yeah,
tonight.
yeah. It's bad, and half the time he's just licking himself.
Steve, isn't it your turn?
Yeah, it is. I'm trying to decide which thing to do. You were enjoying the conversation about the licking. You always Don't start to act up now.
7.
7, he says. Okay. So I am going to do. I'm
Hello.
going to spend one of those to flip that over there to construct yet a third icebox that lets me spend a fish to gain 1.
No, Bitwit, I don't want to do it. I'm going to do one of these.
What?
Look at you.
No, I lied. I'm not going to do one of those. I'm going to tap this instead and spend a person.
He said.
You're gonna flip the pig.
And I'm going to get me a fishy and a victory.
Wow.
Wow.
Alright. I'm going to assign a person here to gain 3 apples, please.
3?
Yeah.
Can I have one of them?
No. They
Nay,
call me
I
the
have
Apple
one of them.
King. Thanks. It's 1 apple for each obelisk in my
Yeah.
Up to a max of
I'm gonna
3.
spend a person
Max of 3.
and a fish to harvest and additionally gain 1 gold.
Okay. I will spend an action and that to gain a point.
Yeah, boy.
My turn?
Yep.
Yes.
Poop.
Yes.
I'm going to spend a stone to unexhaust a card.
Yes. I want to spend 2 apples to get 2 victory points.
I almost thought about axing that.
I know you did. And to release a person.
I honestly
Free.
thought about it.
You're free.
I was looking at it, I was like, I should axe that.
I almost did it last turn because I had enough apples already, but
We're probably pretty close
Matt,
to the
your
end of the game. Right?
Yes. Very close, I think.
So if someone reaches 25 now,
the end of the round.
We finish this whole thing. We do
Everyone gets to
whatever
take all their
sailing
actions
is
still.
here.
Mhm.
Yeah, everybody goes completely. We'll do our sailing, and then after the sailing, we'll count up everything and items and whatever else in the whole nine yards.
so it'll probably end this turn.
No, not necessarily.
It really depends on whether or not Joe's got the best chance of it doing so.
I think it has to. You have to have 25 points in the action phase. So if you get the points in the expedition phase, it still goes another round. Is what the rules say. Almost 100% sure.
There's a point where you check for a game end. Is what it comes down to.
okay, let's
Game
go.
continues until player reaches or passes 25 score space on their scoreboard during the action phase.
Yep.
Action.
Yeah. So if he doesn't do it until he explores or somebody else doesn't do it.
And a fish. To sail and gain a victory point.
Okay.
Wow.
Done.
Yeah.
Okay. Do that. And spend that to gain a victory point.
I'm gonna spend me
Wait, don't. Yeah, I was gonna say.
fishy.
wait. Oh wait, I forgot I have another person here. He blended in.
It happens.
I'm going to spend 1 person and a sheep for 2 victory points.
Let's I'm gonna do this to explore. Every time I explore, I get an apple. Go ahead. If I did this, I would get to shuffle my deck, right?
Yeah,
Spend that and that.
I would think so. It says
What's it-
search your deck.
What's it do?
It's
It
an
lets me
instant.
search my deck, but I would get
Yeah.
to
Oh yeah.
I'm just
like
making sure
anything
it wouldn't be like a
Your
wasted
turn.
play.
No. I'm pretty sure that's how it would work.
Yeah, it's probably anytime you. Well, depends on how the rules are. If it's anytime
Yeah.
you go to draw.
Right. Then it's a little bit different. But yeah.
But if you both
It could
agree,
be
I-
that. Hand me the book since he's looking up stuff. Double check. I'll double check what the specifics over there is.
Cool.
I don't remember. I do, but I don't. know
Ooh,
for sure.
I look just like Joshy Holly.
Uh-oh. Mary Stephen. Redneck.
More. Wait, what?
I don't care what they say about Steve anyway.
I don't care about that.
I don't know what I want to do. I think I'm gonna activate this, spend an axe. Give me 2 victory points.
You're just making stuff up.
Go ahead, Joe.
I'm going to spend a sheep to gain a gold and release a person. You are free. Okay, Matt.
Are you good with me shuffling?
Yeah, I am.
Are you playing a card to shuffle?
It lets me explore my deck. I
Then
don't have a deck to explore.
I would explore it and then just shuffle it.
Oh,
That's my-
Oh, yeah, well, you have to explore to play it anyway, so it doesn't
Right.
matter.
But you play the card first.
True. If everyone's in agreement that I get a deck,
I think you
Yes.
do.
explore. Bold explorer, explore the floor. Instant, search your deck for 1 igloo, take it in your hand, and shuffle your deck.
I mean, that's a
Ooh.
deck, so.
Sorry, you don't have any cards in your deck. I would argue that card has to go to your discard pile, though. That one you just played, it doesn't get
I
shuffled
can't take
back
this
in.
one anyway.
Well, I'm saying
Here
it doesn't
says
get
if
shuffled
you ever
back
run out
in.
of cards in any deck, reshuffle the appropriate discard. So it doesn't actually wait until you
Okay,
actually do.
so that
You
should have been your
as
deck
soon as
already.
You were already
Yeah.
done. You should be shuffling.
I'm just saying that card you
Yeah.
just played does not get shuffled back in.
Right. That is true.
Finally, some Weezer. Of course, Paul. Are you a big Weezer fan?
Man.
Well, he has an inhaler, but you know what I mean.
There's a
Bad
few
joke.
decent songs.
I took all the good ones already.
You did. You used that poorly.
I mean, it didn't really cost me anything to do that.
Don't
Get.
make it better for yourself.
Wrecked. Scrub.
Yeah, scrub.
Damn. Son.
Scrubberton. Scrubby mix scrubs
I
once
have
in a
not
while.
explored yet this game. Should I try
Can
that?
Steve go? Or are we waiting on you to...
I just have to pick
Steve.
one card and then draw a card.
Steve can go.
Yes, then I will do so. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. All right. So I'm going to spend this to do this and explore. However, I'm going to play this explore to play. Discard up to 3 pumpkin cards from my fields, technically, in my empire to gain 2 victory points per one, so I'll gain 6 points.
Wow.
So that puts me to 22.
Damn.
And then, like I said, I get to explore. Interesting. Your turn.
Very scared.
I love Weezer. They were great when I saw them live. Oh, cool. They have a couple songs I really like. Actually, they got about 5 or 6 I really like. But one of my favorites is the one where they talk about being in the garage, playing Dungeons and Dragons. And
Yeah.
stuff.
Is it the date one? No. Is that one? No, maybe not.
I don't think so.
No.
My turn?
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah.
I'm going to try exploring.
And he draws. That was a bad idea.
Okay.
Why am I stacked?
Your turn.
There wasn't room.
Oh, that's fine.
I put your X one on the bottom, yeah.
So I want to do this. Let's spend a stone.
I don't know. I felt like they were better when they were dead, Paul, but I'm fair enough. Fair
Boom.
enough.
Dang, Steve's on fire.
I am. Yeah, don't you see me burning and screaming?
Help me, please.
I'm
No, it's okay to be
Player
on me this
parlaying.
time.
Each time I use a ship,
Not you,
you may
Josh. That
move
burns
your
worse.
ship 1 space on the expedition board Q, or look at the top location, or look at the top card from the island deck. Building bonus 1x.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So this card allows me to sail.
Uh-huh.
If I have a card that says sail to build, does that also trigger that?
You have to
No,
take the
you must
sail
go
action.
after those to do. Yeah.
Well, this is the...
No,
in all
you
caps.
must
Okay.
take these actions to do
Yep.
that. Yeah. No, there's a specific thing in there that says you have to be able to place a worker to do
Alright.
it.
Lame.
Yep.
Matt's done, right?
Hmm?
Okay. Your turn, Steve. It's in the garage. Thank you. Yeah, it's what I was saying. The one where they're in the garage. I like that song a lot.
This is just like using my ice ship, right?
I'm gonna spend that, drop that, and
Feature. Each time you use a ship, you may move your... Yeah.
So it's like this guy.
Yeah.
Because it's not the sail action, it'd have to be this one.
Yeah.
Wish I would have got this earlier.
What?
Once I play it.
Oh, your card.
It's called Offering. Spend 3 resources, gain 3 victory points.
That's helpful.
The gold is 1 for 1 or 2 for 1.
1 for...
1 for 1. Resources are 2 for 1.
1.
Victory point.
I am pass.
Offerings. Action. Spend 3 different resources to gain 3 victory points.
Do I exit?
Oh!
I wouldn't do
No,
that.
you should though.
I know.
We wouldn't have seen it otherwise. You want to show everything on a playthrough. Yeah, he's like, oh,
I
no,
know.
it's
I
true.
know he does.
But But I don't have. But you have hardly anything left since it's all tapped already.
I
Almost.
know. I think I'm gonna spend another apple
What color are you, Matt? Are you yellow
to
up
do
here?
this.
It's just whether Joe can get to 25 this round. That's what it's gonna come down to.
Did we check if we could only sail twice?
No,
You
can
can
sail
sail
as many times as
unlimited
you want.
time as you want.
And I have a. Oh, I should have done this first. A sail to build.
Yeah.
Which will give me another axe as well, because it's an axe.
Yep.
Thanks. Alright, back to you, Matt.
I'm gonna spin an apple. Construct.
Construct additional pylons.
And build another ice ship.
Nice. I'm already past. Played a couple things actually. I played in the Imperial Settlers rolling right, and that was really good. It was real good. That was real fun. But I played.
For 1 wood, I'm gonna build Watchtower. It's a building bonus. For each of your conquered islands, I only have 3. You get a victory point up to a max of 6.
And it stays out though, it doesn't get discarded.
Which is
It's like you
essentially
can play it again maybe
one
if you went through your
1v1,
entire
2v2
deck.
or whatever. No,
Unlikely,
just-
but.
I have
got
2
it,
of
we
them.
haven't played it yet. I brought it
There's
over,
2 in
but
my
we
deck.
didn't,
Oh,
like,
yeah,
actually
okay.
do anything with it. And
That's
that
right,
was
I have
real
both
good.
of
That
them.
was really, really good. A lot of fun.
Build
What you building?
an Osman's Inn.
What does it do?
Spend a sheep to gain a victory point.
Ooh.
That's an action, right?
Yes.
I go.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm gonna spend a first person. And
A person person.
a sail.
I'm gonna spend a furry person.
And
Well,
each time you use a ship, you may move your ship up 1 space on the expedition board queue, or look at the top card from the island deck. So who's? I mean, it's gonna go to that side, just Josh. But you can choose to go to either side, right?
sure.
Mm-hmm.
Assuming you have the
Fish.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna stay here and I'm gonna look at this.
We've already went through it, so you should know what it is.
right.
Come on, Matt. You're
right.
supposed to memorize that. Nerd.
There was only 4 on the bottom that have been shuffled down.
Yeah.
I don't. I think it clarifies something in the rules, but I'm not gonna say it out loud because then it will reveal what the card is.
Good idea. You've done something right there. Okay.
Josh.
We're already past.
Oh, Josh.
I am. Yes.
Josh hasn't passed yet.
Oh yeah.
Pass.
Just pass. Yeah.
You're passing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm surprised you're not doing the one.
I'm gonna spend a sheep
To get the bonus points.
to get a victory point. I'm on the bottom, right?
Yeah. Because Steve's on top.
Yeah.
All right, Matt.
Can't do those.
Do you ever play TFT anymore, Joe?
I'll get a victory point.
You haven't probably played in a while.
I haven't played since
They've added a bunch of new items and characters.
Twisted Fate and all the Hex Tech people came
I'm gonna
out.
spend a person.
Yeah,
to-
Vi and-
Let's not do that.
Yeah,
Hold on.
What's
yeah,
her face?
yeah. They killed my archer comp, and
Well, gold's 1 victory point at the end of the game, right?
yes,
So gold is effectively the same thing as a victory point.
yes.
Alright, I'm gonna spend a person to get a gold.
Yeah. The only difference would be is that it might behoove you to get up there to end the game, right? Like to have the victory points.
So spend a wood to build the after party. Assign 1 person to unexhaust any card in your empire.
Oh, buddy!
Snap!
Yeah.
All right, Matt, back to you.
You better have an axe, Matt, or
Nope, he
Or
doesn't.
sticky-
He
or-
spent it.
I'm already.
I made sure I was
Yeah.
saving these for as long as I
passed,
could.
though.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
I was saving these for as long as I could.
Yep. So Joe's gonna end it this round then, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Which
This is
means
gonna be the
that
last
your
round.
3 points is
Yep.
down the drain.
Well,
If you lose by 3, Josh, you know what
I
happens.
don't think I'm gonna lose by 3. I'm gonna lose by a lot more than 3.
I
I don't think I'm gonna lose by 3. I
Even
think I'm
though
gonna
I'm
win
close
by
up
3.
here, I know I have less buildings than anybody else
Yeah.
because I.
Joe
it's part
has
of my power was
Joe has a
different.
lot of resources,
Yeah.
but
I
Matt has
do.
a, but Matt
Well, I
has a lot
spent
of,
a lot this turn.
but
though.
Matt has a lot of gold, so it's gonna
Not
Yep.
that much.
it's gonna be probably closer than what we think, probably.
My experience is
spend a person die.
Two of the three games were very, very close, and the one that wasn't was.
Yeah, I should have
Because of somebody
went
else.
another round and just done that.
Assign a person to
Yeah.
unexhaust any card in my empire.
Yeah.
That one. Matt,
That would be the same thing.
make sure I keep my things in order.
Not just
I had a feeling you were gonna end it, so I was kind of trying to draw it out as long as possible. And I was like, I can't at some point.
Yeah.
I got to chance it to go around to the next, and hope.
The only thing I have would effectively be at the same point, so.
We'll see.
Paul, I'm trying to do you proud.
That's kind of why I played this out, because I was like, well, I could
Go,
conquer
Joe.
stuff this round,
You passed.
and this will be worth more
I will
later.
spend a
but
rock
I was
and
like,
an apple.
and then that I was like,
I mean, this made sense to do.
To gain
because
2
either
victory
way, it was
points?
More points.
well, maybe
And
I was
release a
hoping to
person?
build other things in the future that take this stuff.
No, I mean I get that, but I mean that's part of the thing, you know.
So at the end of the round, will be game over.
I'm not done yet.
I'm just
Oh,
saying, at the end of the
okay.
round, it'll be game over.
I'll spend 1 person and 1 sheep to sail. And
You got us, you son of a biscuit.
so I can sail again if I use that.
You just take one of these. And they say to put like a number of.
Almost for
whatever,
sure it is.
Whatever.
Well, not if there's no cards left.
Right. Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
But you have distance to go on some of these, so it really depends on who takes what.
Yeah.
Because there are more. They're well technically there's.
I'll spend a
6
person
cards.
to
Do you
get
think
an
those
apple
would
back.
come up?
Huh?
Do you think those would come up as soon as this is empty?
No, they won't.
You don't think
As
so?
far as I know, they don't.
Yeah.
You can look though. Oh no, it said in the thing. Anytime a deck is empty, you
You
shuffle
shuffle.
back
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah.
So they would. So it really comes down to is there going to be a fish like if you don't have the fish, can you do it? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
because you could get screwed out of like if everybody else takes near islands, you could get screwed there. But that doesn't necessarily make sense.
Yeah, I'm
the Far
done. Then.
Islands tend to be a little bit more.
It would be like
Bonus.
maybe 1 victory point more, so it's not even worth risking it. So maybe 1, depending what card came up.
Okay, are we going to conquer or whatever? Matt,
Yeah.
you already passed.
Yep.
And everything.
Alright,
pass.
So you're first
So I'm just gonna pillage this
to gain 2 victory
to
points.
gain 3 victory points.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's right.
Boom shakalaka.
Right.
All right, who's next?
That.
Steve.
Oh, that's me.
Oh, Matt.
No, that's him. I was gonna say I didn't think I saw it. So yeah,
Yeah, that's master 2.
you can go short or long distance, and you can pillage or
Serpent
conquer.
So,
Add
if
another
I
one of these.
pillage it, it would get me. Well, I can't. Was there a fish
Dang.
on this?
Yeah.
There's a fish
Oh,
and,
okay.
and a thing.
Serpent Island.
So that'd be 3 victory points.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
So
if
is-
I take it, would it also be 3 because I'm building a place?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because you get both of those, and they would count as 1 at the end.
Yep.
So it'd still be worth 3.
How much are resources?
See, that's
worth?
how I was saying I could go above Joe.
For every
Every-
2, it's worth 1. So that's
Yeah.
1, 2. That's with fewer. You know, as far as that goes. I mean,
Are you saying Serpent Island to help you or to help me?
To not help me.
That's worth more points, I think, than that one.
yeah, that one's definitely worth more than that. This could be worth more,
Yeah.
but we don't.
Yeah.
I'll blind build this.
Because it's one of those things where I would get 4 victory points from it.
Right.
For pillaging it.
Right.
Take your
Okay.
boat.
Get your boat out of the lake. Okay, Joshy.
Like,
Yeah, this is the lake.
I'm gonna blindly take this one.
it's probably the ocean.
And your deck gets refilled, right?
And when I to
Are you building it?
pillage-
He's pillaging it. So,
Well, actually,
let's say, what do we
conquer
do?
it makes more sense because I get an extra victory point for conquering. No,
Oh, each time I conquer, I get a gold.
pillage makes more sense.
Give yourself gold.
Pillage. So
You don't have anything that gives you extra if you conquer?
I get 1 for conquering, but I get more resources. You know what I mean?
If you pillage.
If I pillage, so the resources are worth more than the 1 victory point and the 2.
And it's 1 because it's in your empire.
So 1 plus 1
Is 2
Two.
plus 2 victory plus 2
Plus-
resources.
plus 1. So it'd be worth 3,
Thanks, Paul.
or it's worth
He said I got this.
potentially 4.
How's it worth 4?
We'll see.
Because I got
Enjoy it
resources that
Yeah.
evened out my resources over
I'm
here.
gonna check this one
And because
blind.
it gave me a star and I get another star. It's better for me to pillage it.
You get to put it out anyway. What are you hiding it for?
One victory point, 2 resources. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right,
Might as
I'm
well
going
just
to just pillage this one then.
Discard these because it's kind of pointless. Actually, no,
because
you
it's
keep
better
these.
for me. So I get a victory point for pillaging. This go away. And then I get 2 fish and a wood.
You got us, Joe.
You're really close. All right, Matt.
You have more buildings than I do.
So if I took that one, I would.
And Matt has a lot of buildings too.
For conquering from my gold.
Yep.
I would get 1 for building it.
Like I said, it's gonna be
and then
probably
I would get 1
closer
more
than we
for
think,
adding
but
another apple. So if I conquer it, I'd get 3.
he's
Well,
like
you give both
10
of these. It's
behind
not.
us. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
It's any combination. It doesn't have to be.
Oh, it doesn't
yeah.
have to be like.
No,
Oh, okay.
No. it's any combination.
I'll conquer because I think that'd be more points overall. And then that's 3 versus unknown. So I guess we'll conquer this.
You know what that one was. You looked at it.
I do.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember.
He doesn't know.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Get your boat out of my way.
Sheep and I have sheep.
Guess I'll pillage.
And what'd you get for conquering?
What was it, Joe?
Oh, it was turtleback. 3 apples and a victory point. Alright.
Is that everybody? Is
Yeah.
that everything? Okay. Add 1 victory point for each card within their empire to the current score, including basic fields, field upgrades, and conquered islands. So pretty much if you just count all your cards, you should be good. But remember, you're going to have to unmix them all later. Can you add 18 to me, Joe? I don't know math.
42.
I was getting there. The problem is since it goes.
Look at
over
that,
and then
Steve.
it
Those
redoes.
3 victory points.
23.
23. So it's 37.
Wow.
And then don't forget to add
Yep,
your
I'm
stuff
able
for
to
your-
Oh.
add
your-
1 victory
so
point
for
for.
every one of your-
I'm gonna
your-
read them.
Yeah, go ahead.
Add 1 victory point for every 2 resources remaining in your supply. Resources assigned to cards do not count.
Are people resources?
No,
No.
Okay.
Resources is
it's
people
these
are a good.
are resources.
Yeah.
Okay.
You gave me 3.
I did.
4.
You have 4.
I get 5.
And then 1 victory point for every 1 gold.
2 more for me, please.
0. That's game.
Woo, Matt.
I told you that was close, man.
Woo, that was close.
In case of a tie, the player with the most locations in their empire wins.
What did you have?
18.
At 23.
If the
Wow.
players are still tied, the winner is the player with the most workers. If still tied, the winner is the player with the most cards left. If still tied, the tied players share the victories. How deep would that be crazy? Like 4 ties over to
Could
break
happen
a
in
tie?
a tournament, I'm sure.
Like that's crazy, man.
Your 3 basic cards. Keep those separate from the rest of
Yes.
your regular cards.
Just put them on top of the
I
deck.
would assume.
Oh, they have a different back, too.
Yes,
Yeah, it's
they
slightly
do.
different.
Slightly different.
So you guys all hated it? Great.
Yep.
Well,
2. Next.
Not surprising.
that was a world's end for me.
Oh, no, Steve. I'm sorry.
Man,
We crossed the
you
stream.
so failed.
You crossed the stream.
Yeah,
Why
I-
is there apples in the people and in the fish?
I was going to drop apples. Steve
The
was going to
DNA
drop people, and
The DNA got mixed.
we bumped, and
poorly.
it all went awry.
No, this is a really fun game.
Oh my gosh.
Super enjoyable.
Yes.
Super fun.
I like it.
So, what's everyone gonna give it? Paul, I did get this. You will never get this. You will never get this. Guess what? I got this.
You'll never get this.
Your people have lightning on their
Oh,
boats.
yeah, well, I didn't know. I didn't realize there was stuff going on.
What?
So, he said I missed the greatness that was World's End.
Sure.
I think this is a 9.
Well,
I personally think it's
yeah.
a 9. Because there's a ton of replayability.
yeah,
The components are pretty good. They're not amazing, but pretty darn good.
they're pretty darn good.
And it's
wish there was
pretty
more of them,
straightforward. And he already knows that he's got, like, aside from this, he's talked about, like, on other things, that there's at least 3 other races that they're going to be bringing out relatively soon, type of a thing. You
Yeah.
know, like next year and a half or whatever.
Well, I
else.
was telling you they
I mean, to
announced
me,
one
it
at
seems
SN.
yeah, I knew the Japanese one was already coming, but there are several others, and I don't know. To me, it seems like it's got, and again, it's not super deep, so that like you can't, do whatever. Like I said, I put mine on top of the correct pieces other than
Yeah,
the
that's what
bonuses.
I was.
That's up to you. But I feel like there's a lot of replayability, but it's at a nice level that like you can get a lot of people into.
Yeah. Matt,
I go last.
Josh,
No, you don't. You don't go
You don't
last.
always go last, but you often
Matt?
have to do it.
I'm sorting you drunken
let me
fool.
think. This is a fun game.
What did you give it?
I haven't given it anything yet.
I thought you
Took
did.
us 2 hours to play
We talked about it.
with
Yeah.
2 people's first time play. Well, 3 people's first time playing.
Yeah, and we were very leisurely in what we were doing.
Mhm.
I mean, in comparison.
What was the spread? What was the lowest score?
Of what?
I was in the. Hold on, let me look at the board real quick. I was at 37
That was like
or 38.
that was like 47.
I was 37 or 38.
He was like here, and you were at 50 and 53 or 4.
The deck that I had was definitely raced.
I would have
to
been
the
tied
end
with
as fast as
Matt
you
if
can,
I would have done
and I
those
didn't
3.
get it going fast enough to do it. Because I wasn't going to get any points.
I was like I said, it's gonna be closer than you think. You know what I mean?
I think.
It fits in there. Like there's an edge for it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think
I
where to
realized
place
that
this.
after I was about to say something about it.
I really enjoyed it's good, solid engine builder.
And every
And
race
every
plays
race
different.
is different, which
Yep,
is really
yep.
cool.
So let me ask you a question. Out of engine builders, just think about engine builders for a second. What definitely beats it?
I'm trying to think what engine builders are, which other games there are.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of them.
Gizmos
Yeah.
does not beat this.
Wingspan,
Never played it.
Terrifying Mars.
Definitely doesn't beat this.
Yeah. That's something.
Josh, did you wake up yet?
I can do whatever I want.
I would
It's not
say
I'm
between
done,
an 8
Matt.
and an 8.5.
I'm done,
So 8
Matt.
1/4.
Yeah, 8 1/4.
What did
8
Matt
1/4.
say? He said he's going last because he's an asshole.
My name's
Uh,
Matt.
You don't get to go last. It's not your game. I'll go 8.5. I really enjoyed this.
Paul said it's 8.5 in his
Yeah.
opinion.
And this is on my new scale, so I rate that pretty high. I really
Yeah, that
enjoyed
is very
this.
high on our new scale.
Yeah, so I'd go 8.5. This was fun to me. I enjoyed the Imperial Settler. I know you hate the new scale, whatever. F off.
I was
No,
gonna
I'm
give it a
just
9
doing
from
my
the
own
beginning.
scale.
Oh,
I really like this game.
yeah,
was
it was
it?
really good.
What'd you- 9?
Yeah. It's a good solid game. It's
Yeah.
pretty easy to teach.
I would like to play some of the other
Once you play it,
races.
Yeah.
It's easy to
Yeah,
control.
once you, like, tell them the instruction, it's kind of like,
It's like, what the hell are you talking about? But then we
Right.
play it, it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like where once you play once, it's like, ooh, I want to play this.
I mean,
Definitely
I
again.
didn't read the rulebook, so is the rulebook easy to follow? Because I'm thinking I'm
Very
going to start including
straightforward.
that.
Yeah, the
Very
rule book.
straightforward.
The rule book literally just goes. Here's all your components. Here's your setup.
Matt said to read the rules for one game, and now he's like, all right, rulebook's in.
I would
That's
say. I
terrible
would
because
say.
it's not totally
I would
fair,
say
but
it has.
it's funny.
I don't like. I don't like the papers printed on, but I think they did it for aesthetic
Yeah.
look
Yeah.
more than
Yeah.
function.
It's a bad rulebook, though.
What? Oh, you
Oh,
mean
the
other
Power
one?
Rangers one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
yeah,
actually
no,
a really decent
that's
rule book,
frustrating.
and it
Yeah,
has
this one
like
is pretty
has a lot of helpful hints like on
usually
the back and stuff.
Their
and
rulebooks are usually horrendous.
Correct.
Yeah.
9.
I heard Predator
It's
Porters.
8.5.
I just listened to a thing that Predator Porters is supposed to be
8 3/4. Round up the quarters.
Sure. 8.75.
That's pretty good.
Average, yeah. That's pretty darn
A
good.
frosty and fun civilization card game.
It was very fun.
Well, how much was this game?
$500.
I bought it at Gen Con, so
I know,
MSRP.
I bought it.
Probably 50 or 60
No,
MSRP.
I think it's 50.
I was gonna say I think 50.
I think it's about 50, and I'm pretty sure you can get it for about 50 in
50 seems right.
Yeah.
Guess what I'm selling for $50 since we've never ever played it. My 6-player expansion to.
The dudes, I saw you put. Some guy was asking.
Yep.
I was gonna tag you, and I saw you replied
Yep,
to it
I
already.
replied
oh,
and I was
never
like,
mind.
hey, how much you want to
6-player
spend?
expansion or map for Small World.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's
You
out.
never finished the sentence. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, well,
everyone-
JoJo.
what thing?
everyone's like, what?
Yeah,
What?
sorry for Small
Not
World.
that much.
Yeah.
Not that much. I was just like, what?
$50.
Yep, $50 plus shipping.
That's good.
That's a lot for just a piece of map.
But I
Or
bet
is
you
it
it's
in-
not. It's its own thing to find too.
It's
Yeah.
map and has some gold pieces.
Okay.
Not
Good.
really
No.
No.
And I was like
Cubic
$50. I was like, yep, let me take some pictures of it for you and send it your way.
Are we next week, or is next week the one? you
Next
take
week
off?
I will not be here.
Yep.
I will be
we're-
out of town.
Yeah. Well,
so-
and it's good to tell the street
Yes.
because we are used to doing.
So,
But that's fine. And then what's the week after that?
well, next week would have been KDM, so
Yep.
we can either do that the week after or do whatever.
Well, the question will be is do you think you're going to have anything that following week that'll need to be out by then? Because isn't that the last week of the month?
No, there's one more week of the month, but because there's actually 5 Tuesdays this month again.
Oh, really?
This is one of the
Oh,
weird
yeah,
ones.
October,
Well,
yeah.
because I knew we were going to do the IT game at some point near that, weren't we? Or was
We
or
played
did
that
you guys
also
already-
Saturday.
Oh,
It's I would like to play that one again though.
Yeah, I'd be down to play it.
Yeah, I'd
we
play
got
that again.
destroyed. It is
I would
super
definitely
hard.
play that again.
But I would love to because the Tuesday is going to be the day or 2 days before Halloween, so maybe the last Tuesday of the month we do spooky games. I would love to play that game Matt brought over that one time that we weren't all here for. The castle one. You hated it though, didn't you?
Oh, the,
Where you're flipping over
yeah.
cards.
Yeah.
Steve would like that game a lot. It was a blast.
It's one of those games where it's too luck driven.
But it took like 25 minutes to play,
Yeah.
so it's like it's not like it took 3 hours.
Yeah, it's like a dungeon crawl, but if you roll, like it's luck driven on cards and rolls.
Yeah.
So it's like Monopoly.
But
Yeah,
it's co-op,
you kind
wasn't it?
of got to go
Escape.
into it just completely
Yeah.
like, I don't care.
But it was co-op, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, Escape the Dark Castle. It was fantastic. I'd like to play that
Oh,
again.
yeah, that's the one that's all in black and white, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
We played
Yeah,
it
I've heard about
one.
the artwork.
Yeah, and sure, I mean, you know, like
I'd rate it a
but I
5.
saw some other.
I'd rate it
but I've seen
average.
some other people talk
Yeah,
about it, and
that's
they liked it.
not
so.
terrible, actually.
I was gonna say 4,
Oh.
but I like the artwork in it actually. So bring it
And-
up a point.
I just had a ton of fun playing it. And
I mean, it's
we,
fun
we,
to
we
play.
streamed it one time, but the stream was super
Yes.
bad, so
Yeah, yeah.
we never loaded it onto YouTube.
Yeah, it'd be fun to do that one in it. Those
Yeah,
would be
or
good too.
if there's any other scary games you guys have,
I think it's a good one. That's a good fun. I think that'd be good to
won't
play
take
again.
super long. Yeah,
since
true.
we're
Because it will
and-
be a Tuesday night still.
yeah.
Yeah, Betrayal would probably take too long.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, Betrayal would have to be the only thing you were doing.
Yeah.
And since I played Betrayal Legacy, regular Betrayal.
This guy.
When you get to.
it's
Oh goodness.
it's a crapshoot.
Well, I mean, the other side of that would be like, say, Deep Madness or one of those because
Right.
you know, that's a good one that you have that's like that too. Nick the
We'll do a co-op Scoopy game. Scoopy.
Scooby games. You got a Scooby Doo
Excellent
game?
speaking,
We can do a
Scrappy.
a co-op spooky game night. 2 days before Halloween. That'll be fun. We'll do that your game. And we'll play it, and it'll be terrifying. Super
We'll have all the lights
spooky.
off, so good luck watching.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll just put a couple candles
Just
out
put
on
up
the board.
one lantern.
One lantern. There we go.
Just on.
No, you know what? We won't. We'll leave the lights on. We all have to wear the nyctophobia glasses.
Oh,
So what would
so it'll
play-
be
so
like
we're
we're in the dark.
Oh, we can play Nyctophobia. That wouldn't take that long.
True. Nyctophobia's not a good one. Some people hate it.
I don't care.
You wearing a spooky shirt? I'll
Who
wear
hates
a
it,
spooky
Josh?
shirt. No.
No, people online say the game's garbage. I'm like, you guys are garbage.
I mean, I only played it the one
My-
time.
Here's what's funny.
I
my
really
my
enjoy it.
daughter got it completely separately.
She didn't like it, did she?
She didn't like it at
Yeah.
all.
Maybe we
but
should
that
end
was
this one and
because
talk
they're-
about this
Oh,
after.
But
yeah.
I think it's their group.
Yeah, yeah.
So
we
that's
can-
the end of the video.
Yeah, we can cut off. If you're still here, wow.
Well,
Thanks,
yeah, just,
thanks for joining us
you know,
for.
come on.
We can talk
Game talk.
afterwards.
Thanks.
So
Yeah. Thanks, Paul.
Yeah, thought I'd wrap it up.
until next
Sorry.
time, though. My name's Joe.
That's
Matt.
Steven.
I was gonna say my name. My name is Steve, and this is Josh the Party Pooper.
Yep.
Believe it. Hey. Somebody.
Leave it.
Well,
So somebody
he's the one
has
who's afraid
to.
he's gonna
And you've
get
been watching
in
down the
trouble
road.
when he gets
No, I don't